A with you tomorrow.
Adara, you're on?
You're on.
Do it. All right, guys, we're going to figure this out. They're over there.
Bye.
He's by himself, man. We you know, you gotta do the whole show by himself, man. He can handle with that one.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Who's short right now? Put up your hand.
How short am I? How short can I probably be?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Man, what has Joe created over here? Now I feel like we're back in school over here.
Let's go.
What's up, Chilean? How are you, man? The funny thing is, Fabian wasn't even kneeling down there. Okay, so...
Nice.
That was classic, right?
Oh,
man, what are we even doing?
How are you guys doing?
I'm going to get in and out of a trade so you guys can see. There it is. Boom. All right.
Let me,
I mean, right now, $2 in the money on Apple, $1.50 in the money on the TQs. Our coffee, me and Randy went. I asked you if you wanted one. You were cool.
I got my, because I don't like a full coffee, but like, because I usually get like a little bit. I get 125 milliliters.
That's too hot.
Because the machine, you can tell it.
Adjust.
Yeah. I get 3 coffee beans, because you can even do half coffee bean, right? You can adjust the coffee beans in terms of
that doesn't
like
mean you're getting
intensity.
3 beans.
No, I know.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you're just grinding up 3 beans.
No. Doesn't mean I'm grinding up 3 beans. Oh, boy.
Grinding.
Here we go. But yeah, no, I like my 3 beans and 125 mils. That's I found over the couple of years that I've been using this machine that's the sweet spot for me. Not too much caffeine that I get like wired.
Yeah. You don't want to get too excited about it.
Not too much coffee as well. Just the concentration's just right.
All right. Well, yeah, big saws. Yeah, Neil does look a little bit different here. He's got a little different hair. He got some facial hair. Neil's always claimed to never been able to grow facial hair. So, sorry, you know, Neil. you've got a great one going on there.
Yeah,
I decided to shave. You
taken
know?
away from other places.
Different trading styles, different facial hair styles. Thoughts on QBTS?
Quantum?
Yeah, but that halted before. That halted.
I think, did it halt?
We'll look at all these names. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah. Just while you were gone, since you've been gone, this is the short that we had, man. We shorted the TQQs right back into here. And then it went, whoops, there it is. Thought you knew. All the way down to 60.50, and we covered some there. We're pretty light on all this. And Apple today keeps the longs away anyways, it seems like these days, as another long right there for Apple today, down 1.88% against the market being up. So we were long early on Apple until, whoops, fell down. But then we were like, Stone Cold Steve Austin style, comes right back up into VWAP. You and I, Obi, I'm really going to miss you, man. I mean, I think we've had a great week. I've been telling Brendan all week about how great it's been and how I feel like it's a little bit of a different vibe, and I think it's great. I mean, the vibe Neil and I have is great as well, but you really filled in, so I want to say thank you for that.
Thank you for having me.
I know you've
likewise,
like 100 times, but
yes, no, I definitely enjoy my time here with both Neil and Sean. Yeah, it's a different vibe. Not saying one is better than the other, but definitely
it's been good.
Definitely a different vibe. And
especially, I like this week too is because there's been just so much volatility.
It's beautiful.
And you and I are holding these trades a little bit longer, just a different style, and I think that it's been good for the audience to see.
Yes.
We've been going up and down there, some good trades, some bad trades, but at the end of the day, I think we're doing a decent job of holding and looking for opportunities. We'll welcome Neil back with open arms, obviously, on Monday. Yeah. Oh, I meant to check that because Randy asked me. I said sometimes this guy takes that extra day off. Let me just double check because I know I was mentioning to you as well. So let me just see here. No.
Not yet.
Yeah, nothing there. So the only note I have is Michael Noss will be on Monday, but that's just his usual suspect right there. So, all right, so you guys voted throughout the midday. We're not ready for it yet, but we will go over some of those names that you did vote for during the midday. I want to say a big shout out to Bears vs. Bulls. Thank you for all the great work that you keep on doing for us as well. You know, we've got some big earnings tonight. It'll be Adair and I back through. And the thing is we got Adobe tonight. So I feel like Adara and Obi should be maybe doing the recap show because then it could be Adobe. And
sure, why not?
No, I'll do it. I mean, you can do it if you want to. I mean,
I got to catch a flight, my guy.
Oh, when are you leaving tonight?
No, tomorrow morning. I tried to get a flight back tomorrow evening as well. That didn't really work.
That wasn't that dramatic. I mean, you just said you had to catch a flight.
No, I gotta go I gotta get ready. I gotta pack.
Oh, you gotta get ready. How many days?
I'm just there for the day. So
Wow, it sounds like you got to pack a lot. And then
no, I'm literally taking I'm taking literally that backpack there. I don't need anything else.
swimsuit.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, you're going to Miami. When in Rome?
Yeah. No, I'm literally like I'll be right by South Beach, so right there. So
You got to get going in there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Get that
I'll go for a
tank
swim.
top
I'll go
on.
for. I'll send you guys.
Yeah, man, send us
I'll
something. That'd be
send a
really nice
picture.
to do that.
Yeah.
I love the boardwalk there. I was
Oh, it's
recently there. Shout
beautiful.
out to Nelson
Yeah.
if he's in the. We stayed at Blau there. It was really, really a great time, and we really enjoyed it. But
I managed to snipe a good Airbnb deal for.
that's what I was going to ask you because I know
Yeah.
it's super expensive.
In Nikki Beach for bill 30 CAD.
CAD bill
for the-
30
for-
CAD.
for the
That's-
night.
So that's like
130.
$90 US.
Yeah.
Yo, you better.
As soon as
you
I
better
saw it,
watch-
I was like, yes.
Do not sleep with one
I'm-
eye open, my friend. All right, no, that sounds pretty cheap for Miami.
Yeah.
$90 a night in South Beach.
Yeah. And I think it's called the area is called Nikki Beach. It's in the
Nicky nine.
No, it's actually dope. It's a full room, king size bed, everything. It's like a hotel. Like yeah. It's proper. But you're right. Sometimes things
Oh,
could
great
be a
deal. Great deal.
little fugazi. But
Thing is, you never know. Like obviously, when there's a lot of
I'm gonna
things
have
happening.
my bag on me. So
No, I was gonna say like in Miami, obviously prices fluctuate because they have the
Yes.
F1. They've got that Bitcoin conference. So many
Right.
things
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
there in Miami. And now that you told everybody that you're going to be there, it's probably going to be
boy.
chaos now.
Oh, boy.
In Miami as everyone gets ready for some oh boy specials. All right, so yeah, we're just sitting here having a great time. We're short Apple $1.70. We're short the market 150 handles. That's all that we have on board right now. We will be looking to add, and we will add as the show goes on. But right now, we're just getting ready to rock and roll. Let me know, Ramin, when we are ready, because I see Sharif over there at the desk. I guess maybe I have to be logged in to hear what Ramin's saying, so I will do that right now. And then, there we go. I'm logged in now, Ramin, so you can let me know when. Oh, we are ready.
Let's
Okay,
get the rundown.
so Sharif is ready to go. It's the rundown. You voted on him. He's got him. Let's go.
Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. Obi in for Neil, Big Kahunas, though, are locked and loaded, ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get your tickers up there is to join us during the How to Trade show, during the midday with Joe and I, and get into the chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day, but only the top few make it on. And you got to be a subscriber in order to engage with us in the chat. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing. Here's a look at the triple Qs, guys. We're still positive on the NQ, but it has been a very bamboozling day. We started off well with that CPI print coming in lower than expected. We popped up to start the day. We went negative, believe it or not, on the NQ, or almost negative, and then we went back up a 1.5%. We're double topping there below the lows right now. So the NQ 0.91, the ES 0.43, and the green, with the Russell 2000 essentially flat and the Dow down 0.2 as a result of the weakness in Apple. The first ticker, though, as decided by you, Nvidia. What a move up today for Nvidia, 5.33%. We had strength in the chips today when we got word that there could be a possible joint venture between Taiwan Semi, Nvidia, Qualcomm, Broadcom, AMD in order to run these Intel chips. Sean, what's going on over there?
Okay. All right. So I was just looking at the board. You were just talking about semis, right, Sharif? Okay, good. So there it is. So semis on there. All right. So a good call so far. Look, the only semi that we traded today was Nvidia. Obviously, we have some Palantir coming through as well. We've done okay on Nvidia, but we just get out by the skin of our teeth. I think that's a saying, but I've never been able to figure out where that saying's come from. But anyways, long was really good. Thanks, guys. Was really good there off VWAP. And then, we tried it again there on the pre-market levels. Did not hold. Once that broke, we got out. Turns out that we basically got out at the bottom. I mean, there was a little bit more action down there. And I think that when you're talking about trading on a day like today, this is the thing. Nvidia's up 5%, but we can easily... Like, I don't know if we saw what happened yesterday. We can just remind everybody. There it started going absolutely ridiculously crazy at about this time, straight up from 107 to 112. That was a $5 move, only to give all $5 of it back at the end of the day. Well, at least $4 at the end of the day to finish the day at 108, and then in the after hours, back down breaking 108. So I'm pretty excited about it. But for right now, when I look at this thing, Obi, I mean, I'm looking at it and thinking to myself, It's under VWAP, it's under the 200 period, it's under the 50 period moving average. Me and you talked about this, where I'm using the 50 period moving average as a trend changer, and right now it's pointing down. So I'm thinking short now. I don't know if that's going to be right or not, but that's what I'm thinking, and let's hope that the short can print for us. I like to trade short right now. Nvidia, we've only been long, though, today. Up 5%. Difficult for me to short being up 5%, that's for sure. But for right now, I mean, I would think that this 115.50, if you're buying dips right now into 114.50, I like the Dollar Club winner back up there to the 50-period moving average, as well as a supported shelf. So we'll wait to see if that breaks, and this is, if I know maybe visually it might look a little bit better. There it is right there. So that's the bottom. It's the top right there. So this little area, I think, would be one of concern. So if I'm going to go short, and I don't know if I am, I would wait till 115. And if I was long and looking to cover something and looking for a bigger trade, obviously I'd get something out at VWAP for 50 cents, and then I'd look right here as well. So, I mean, I like the trade. I like the stock. That's Nvidia. We'll talk about, obviously, Intel as we go. But any thoughts there on Nvidia? I'm not sure you were in it. Were you?
No, I had traded it this morning, right? That's Nvidia. Pretty much, we've been chopping within the opening range here. You can see that consolidation hold right off of the open CPI move, and then pops all the way up to 1675. Sure, we take a nice little pullback there, and that short worked out really well. And then we kind of false break. This is what I was saying. Remember, I was like, okay, well, let's see if we can take out this consolidation from that post CPI level right there. And look at that. Would you look at that? Comes in right there at that 113. That's where the bid catches once again. And then we go all the way back up. Remember, I was like, I'm holding an insignificant piece. And I think I remember telling you guys that, oh, okay, my stop, my trailing stop would be the prior bar break on the SPDR or the ES or the NASDAQ. Guess what? I didn't take that trade. I wasn't at my desk. That happened in and around right here, 1370s right here. So ideally, I waited, and when I came back to my desk, it was around 15 halves. And I was like, oh boy, this stop is probably gonna get taken out. But I was like, all right, well, for the reps, I'm just gonna leave it in. I'm gonna see what this action does, and if we're gonna range, then yeah, probably very likely that we just take it out. And guess what happens? I said my stop was at 116.39 or 49, something like that. It comes in right there, takes it out, and then pulls right back in. So a bit of a range movement there, false break. Not necessarily a false break, but a failure to follow through all the way to day's highs. Gives us a nice little reversion back down into VWAP, going into the close, and the NASDAQ as well. You can see here a little bit of a pullback towards that 19.5. We were talking about that 19.5 maybe being of a little interest for mean reversion, and it seems like it's trying to get there, but with only about an hour and 45 minutes. Let's see what we have in store for that. But yeah, a little bit of a VWAP chop here on Nvidia. So that's all I got on there. Participated a little bit there, but it's going sideways overall.
Tesla doing its best to recover today. It's not at the highs, but quite close, 7.75%. There was this headline yesterday where Tesla shares trading higher. Elon Musk on social media announced that he plans to double vehicle production in the U.S. within 2 years. There were multiple analyst notes today on Tesla, most of them negative. This one here, JP Morgan maintaining their underweight rating on Tesla and lowering the price target, guys, to $120.
Interesting. Okay, so $120. Okay, puff, puff, pass. At the end of the day, Tesla's up 8%. I mean, that's a great win, right? No matter if you're trading it, you would look to short right now if you think this is overdone to the upside, and then if you're long, you're having a nice little relief day, right? We've been higher than that today for sure. We're near the top, but we got to 252. The thing is, like, look at that. How good is that right there? Kind of giving us that top there twice. Came in, you could short there as well, and then right back in, and that gave you $7 to the downside. This is why I'm saying, like, it's giving both sides enough juice here to do something. The long's actually been pretty tough to get, in my opinion, when I look down at this thing, because right here, there hasn't really been too many levels that held. I mean, early on, I think you would have got pretty... I mean, unless you took sort of these, I mean, this is not even, that's before 930, but that play right there makes sense. I think this is one of the best longs, maybe of the day, just technically. Bouncing again, look at it, hold the 50-period moving average, comes right into it then. And we could do tick replays. I'm not sure where the 50-period moving average would have been at that time, but at the end of the day, it's bouncing off of it, straight up there about $8, comes right back into VWAP, gives you that look again. So I kind of take it back. I mean, I guess the 50 period and the VWAP were great trades, but then it wouldn't work there. Here, you when it got into trouble, I could see giving some back, and then right now it's pretty choppy. But here's the move right back in, so it's congratulations. That's a good move there for Tesla. I'd still say it's a short up here until proven wrong. So let's wait for 252, 251 to come through. Again, like yesterday, whoopsies, I'm drawing these lines when I don't mean to. Yesterday afternoon, you know, around, it was about this time, about 3 o'clock, you know, close enough, where we started to give back pretty much the whole market. So we'll wait. We've got the board up. We've got Adara. We've got news in our ear. We're just waiting to hear, you know, what the next shoe to drop. Yesterday, obviously, it was very ceremonious on the lawn of the White House where we had, you know, rolling out there. Wow, there's a lot of computers in here. So yeah, that was he was pretty amazed with it. And then he made sure to tell everybody that he hasn't driven in years, nor does he plan on driving it. But what a beautiful American-made car was that Tesla. And so, anyways, a lot of fanfare of it. Good day today. Now up almost 8%. You know, I like the long, but I still think we need to hold 250. Clear that. Try to start over there tomorrow and see what we can get with that level, Obi.
Yeah, so I think I definitely agree with you when it comes to that 250. That's been a bit of a little bit of an over/under. It was, I think it was last week or no, earlier this week, Monday. Yeah, sometimes the price action blurs blurry lines in terms of the time. But yeah, 250. Look at that, kind of a similar story here, but this one actually false break, so distinctly different from Nvidia, where Nvidia kind of gets up there and can't kind of like meanders and stalls in and around the highs. But then Tesla gives you a much cleaner false break of the opening range or the morning session high right there, high being 251.68, and the secondary high being 251.84. So about a few dimes apart from off of those highs, and it gives you a nice little sell-off there. But pretty much a similar kind of story here, sideways action, still trading within the opening range. We attempt to push below. We hold very well here, actually, right on this right here. So we never really get down to reference lows there, reclaim some of this consolidation, and then pull back in. So yeah, sideways action there. Definitely able to capture. I think there's still opportunities to capture legs on this ticker on the day. And yeah, bigger picture, are we bidding up from this from that consolidation that we had? Look at that, nice little sideways consolidation. Then we step up, and we're stepping up and consolidating after some strong selling earlier on in the week, as well as the past few weeks as well. So the question becomes, looking at a higher time frame, let's take some of these indicators off. Yeah, take the VWAP off as well. Is this the first time we're starting to step up like this? I don't think so. We've had a little bit of a few days along the way of this downtrend where we do attempt to step up. But is this going to be different because it was the 215, because it's the 200? I have no idea, but I'm going to continue watching this one. That 250 stays a little bit of a key level for me until it can move away from these prices. So Tesla 250, absolutely beautiful action on the day today if you were trading in and around that. But like I said before, an idea is great. You have the execution around that 250 to take the trade, and that's up to the individual. But nonetheless, great opportunities on this one as well.
Intel started out the day well, much higher than where it's trading now. It's still up about 3.8%, but as I mentioned, well off the highs. It gapped up early. It was really on the back of this headline here. TSMC proposing, as I mentioned during the Nvidia hit, joint venture with Nvidia, with AMD and Broadcom and some others, Qualcomm as well, to operate Intel's factories. But apparently, there's a lot of resistance within Intel. They don't want to sell the foundry business without the chip design business, nor do some executives within Intel, some legacy executives, they don't want to see them meet with their competitors, Taiwan Semi guys.
I mean, yeah,
you're the one on it.
Yeah, I'm currently trading this name. I've been trading it for a couple of days, doing some decent volume, decent price action as well. We got that gap up on that TSM JV news here. Nice little push, but guess what? We kind of talk about that. Just what did the chart show us last week? There's a little bit of potential supply at that 21 coming in, gapping up above that 21 level, tries to consolidate, makes lower highs in the pre-market, flushes down. Guess what? Look at this one looking distinctly different on the CPI move. That CPI move pops and gets sold into right before the open, so distinctly different. I like that. I wasn't really paying attention to it as close as I should have off of the open because I was watching that Nvidia. Look at that. Comes in right into those pre-market lows. Absolutely beautiful. 1, 2, 3, triple bottom hold on the in the pre-market session. The opening drive goes right into that. That support turns into resistance, and oh boy, we are coming into the downside. VWAP rejection as well. Absolutely beautiful price action. This one keeps giving over and over again. I really like Intel. I don't know if again it has that buyout kind of thing rumor looming above it, and there are people looking at it with some interest. It's been doing some decent relative volume and making some interesting moves. But Intel on the day today, again, giving you that distinctly different price action if you were watching it off of the open, and those sellers stepping right back in through that 21. So more of the same if you've been looking at a higher time frame for just for the past couple of weeks here on Intel. So even bigger picture than that, I have no idea. But as of last week and this week, that's the information that I'm taking off the chart.
All right, thanks. Good look there, Obi, of course. Yeah, I mean, I know you've been trading Intel. We had Intel on our mind today a little bit I just want to say we are starting to short the Qs a bit more. That's why my positions, the price is changing if you're trying to watch. We're just shorting here into the 50 period. There we go. Okay, now it's coming back in. Into, the 50 period and into VWAP. So, okay, nice move down. I'm going to put another 5% here at 17s. Just to see if we can get that. So we'll put some orders out and make sure we can get it. Give me that 17. Right now. Give it out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Props up. Anybody short with your boy? Okay. So right now we'll wait to see what winds up happening now, though. Okay. So Intel. Look, we wrote down $20 today to try to go long. It came into 2020. You know, not close enough. So not really deciding to do anything. Obi and I have talked about this a couple days already, and that is that I'm trying to, anyways, fade plays off VWAP in the afternoon. So that's what we're going to do because, again, I think that, especially when you're starting underneath VWAP, you know, we're up 1.15%, which is giving me a little bit of pause for concern that maybe we continue to run the rest of the day and maybe try to get back up to the highs. But as long as we're underneath volume-weighted average price, the shorts of 1 on Intel today, which is all that really matters sometimes. So we'll wait to see if the short keeps on printing. I mean, this guy's got it at a great price. He's got it right at VWAP. That's exactly, for me anyways, that's almost a perfect look. So, yeah, Obi does what he wants to do, but I mean, I'm a little nervous about this 200 period right there. So I would say just watch out for that. The 50 period moving average is still, hovering down and pointing to the downside. So I still like the trend going short in this name. And oh boy, here we go, man. This futures is now starting to get going. We'll get some more out there at at sevens, as we just touched 5. And there it goes, man. A nice little reload right into here for the futures and a nice take downside again. So it looks like right now the market rejecting right there VWAP. This is the whole NASDAQ itself. So nice little VWAP rejection. You were talking about 19,500, and that's a pretty key level, man. We just bounced off 19,530. So maybe okay. All right.
Let's go.
Yeah. See, this is why I like this guy over here. All right. See, this is the difference. When you have skin in the game, you do get a little bit excited. So I want to say congratulations to Obi and a great job on the midday, man. I saw these guys trading, various names. Very hard to trade small cap runners, especially moments like this, because again, attention can shift from one name to another, to tariffs to this, and then all of a sudden people aren't looking at the same stocks anymore. So it's not the easiest time to trade right now, but I think as long as you kind of stick with the trend and make sure to scalp something out when you're right, then you can have that home run trade, if it happens. So that's what I'm looking at right now, trying to make something with this TQ. We're going to get stopped out at 61.50. All right, CrowdStrike. We haven't looked at this name in a minute, but I'm glad it's on the board. Let's go figure out the story with Sharif.
It was at $300 yesterday, Katina, man. And in 2 days, we're up nicely, about $45. Good look for Crowd. Today, it's up 4 3/4. On the back of this headline, trading higher after the company announced a collaboration with Accenture and distribution agreement with Dicker Data. Don't really know what they do, but the market likes it. It's up 4 3/4.
Just on earnings. And I remember we were doing the show, and it really hasn't traded great off of that, right? And so, again, pretty disgusting, man. This is the daily chart for CrowdStrike. Like, I don't really have, you know, we always say if there's nothing positive to say, maybe don't say anything at all. But for this one here on CrowdStrike, I don't know if it's a little different of a story, but huge move down. And to me, it broke this shelf. And whenever that happens is when you start to get a little nervous about these trades, right? And so you're right back up to it. Okay, a Bloomberg report, but it was something else. Okay, so down here, I like the stock. I like to see it above 350 right now. Huge move down. It did take the 200 period moving average. So again, another spot to possibly get a little nervous about. But at the end of the day, I'm just making sure I have enough orders out for the TQs. I like CrowdStrike. I like the space. You know, it is going to be obviously a tech name, but this is a much bigger name than that because we worry about national security. We worry about some of those things. So we're going to have to wait to see what winds up happening with CrowdStrike. PanW is another good name as, again, hackers and national security and things like that. I really think these names could work again in this year, especially when we have a lot of this turmoil globally and whatnot. So, you know, I like some of these names heading into this year.
Yeah, no, I think CrowdStrike, I wasn't necessarily watching it today. Definitely a little bit strong there. It was doing some relative volume early on for him in the pre-market, also off of the open there. And yeah, a bit of a strong trend there yesterday, closing near its highs there. And today we're just consolidating pretty much sideways on top of prior day's highs. But interestingly enough, what stands out to me the most here is what looks like a little bit of a held offer here pretty much all day, just around 346.70. So yeah, that's interesting action to me right here, because every time it did try to go up there, seller kind of just steps in, or I wasn't watching it. I don't know if it was a single seller, but definitely there's a wall sitting up here at 346, 347s. Every time it gets up there, kind of holding on the offer. But let's see, bigger picture, it kind of did trend up pretty strong yesterday, and it's building into that with higher lows on the intraday. So going to continue watching this one. Nothing really too crazy here, but that held offer pretty interesting. If you saw it, maybe you took some trades on it. Let us know in the chat if you guys did participate in that in CrowdStrike today. That should be interesting. I want to hear about that.
Interesting look today for Bitcoin, not really doing a whole lot. I mean, IBIT's below 47 bucks, it's down 0.55, but there were a couple of good headlines. Standard Charter says Bitcoin is going to defy recession fears and will hit $200,000 by the end of 2025. Believe that if you want. Vladimir Putin also coming out and saying nobody can ban Bitcoin, and as a result of that, the Bank of Russia now looking to allow crypto purchases, guys. Not really helping the stock, though.
Yeah, so I guess that's the next play there. As you know, Trump has all these plays, and I'm sure that he's talking to China about that Bitcoin reserve. He's talking to Russia about that Bitcoin reserve. Probably wants them all on board with that. By the way, we're getting close to getting stopped out. This is why we're like excited when the future's going down and we're covering. We talked about making sure to scalp, because the way this market's going, anytime any of these trades, both mine, both Obi's, anyone could get stopped out. So just be careful. We do have good risk management in place right now. 61.50 is going to be our out. So we're really comfortable with that. We've done really well today. TQs, the futures will be my number one stock. So, I mean, maybe Apple, but we'll wait to see on that one. So, all right, Bitcoin. I mean, we could look at IBIT just real quick to see if there's been any like technical trades on this here today. All right, so let me just have a quick look. Let's just zoom this back in a little bit and have a wider look on this. So, or zoom it back out, I guess. Yeah, what a day. I mean, okay, we did hit the downside. We did get obviously oversold down here a couple times on the RSI. Bouncing off the 200 period is obviously pretty good as well. But at the end of the day, yeah, this looks like a good short, 47 and change. So let's just see what that looks like as far as BTC is concerned. Right now, here's the Bitcoin chart. So let's have a quick little look here. This is a 5-minute chart. All right, so the morning was pretty nasty. Right around noon is when we bottomed there at 80,000. But Obi, I mean, this looks like to me, you know, this level, maybe we need to zoom out just a little bit more. Let's go to an hour chart. All right, so this 78 is now held. I mean, it didn't hold greatly, but it did still hold. We were all looking for 72, 73s as the bottom. I'm wondering now if we're going to be talking about this 78 there. We had a couple wicks lower, but for right now, you're back above the 50. I mean, we just put it to an hour, so I don't normally use the 50 period. But if you look right here, this looks like some decent support around 81, 82,000, and that was pretty much that bottom today. So if we're going to use a 15-minute chart, which we definitely like, there's the 200 period moving average. Look how good it was there for this short once we broke this at 89,000. So we broke that. You can ride this all the way down until you finally get out at 82. So that's 7,000 right there. And then obviously if you took the long, that would have been wrong. Came right back in there. You get out again. You lose about $1,000 there. Then it tanks. Then you hold it, rip back up, and now you're holding again the 200 period. So looks like there's some decent support down here at 81,000 for Bitcoin. But I think the title on the board is about right. Meh. I mean, I don't know. It's nice to be up. What is IBIT actually up? IBIT's actually down on the day. So I guess it is kind of disappointing considering the NASDAQ is up. But remember, that's a hard number to look at because crypto travels throughout the evening and all day, 24-hour period. So we don't really look at that. But again, the NASDAQ closes, opens back up. We got a nice little bump there, and we're not really getting it in IBIT. So, yeah, we know that crypto tends to follow the NASDAQ from what we've seen. There are more dramatic moments where it doesn't, but yeah, I like it.
I think yeah, meh is kind of right here. We did make a little bit of a, what is this? This is a 3-hour chart. A little bit of low at that 76.5 that we've been talking about. Yeah, that prior low at that 78 as well. So we're still kind of in a bit of a pullback off of this consolidation that we had in and around that 100,000. And like I've mentioned this multiple times before, kind of this is what I'm looking at here. Higher time frame, kind of coming into 60s if we continue this downtrend, right? That was that prior high at 73, 74s. See ya, Sharif. Yeah, so 76.5 is the current low. But yeah, I want to see if we can actually get down here if this trend continues, because we are pulling back off of the 100,000. A lot of people were looking at kind of this this shelf here, being like, all right, if we hold above these 90s, then yeah, we are poised for maybe a push a little bit higher. But then we break the range the range lows, right? We break the range lows, we pull back up, we test the 90s, and now we're pulling them back a little bit down. So I'm like, all right. The next place I might want to look for buyers, if it can get down there, is down here in the 66s. So meh for now, I think is very apt in terms of describing the Bitcoin. So yeah, I don't know how the what do you call meme coins or smaller coin scene is going as of right now, but yeah, I don't really stay involved in it. But Wayne, Wayne trades those quite frequently when they do get hot. So I'm sure when he comes back from his vacation,
he'll be able to tell us.
I'm going to talk to him. He's in I think he went to Taiwan, and then he's in Japan for a bit as well. I'm curious to know if he was trading the coins, the meme coins,
global thing,
while
right?
he was
He doesn't need to worry about the timing of it all. But yeah, I mean, here's a quick little.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, here's a quick little look at some of those coins you were talking about there. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin again, maybe a 24-hour look is a little bit better. So flat the last 24 hours. Ethereum down 3%. Yuck. I tweeted it out when I saw that breaks 18. It went to 1760. That was the bottom. So we'll see if that can hold again. Tether. Okay, so Ripple XRP, I should say, up 3% there today. That's nice. Solana down over the last 24 hours, down 1.5% as well. Cardano, the same thing. Dogecoin flat, up 1% or so. Nothing else, man. I don't know what this Pi network is, but that's there too. I think that might be a programming, something to do with programming or coding there. So, okay, just to have a quick look. So TQs, we're almost stopped out. We just got a nice VWAP trade there, but we're going to get stopped out in a second. We just got a nice VWAP trade. I meant to zoom in, not zoom the other way, right there. But that was about it, man. That was 25s, and there it goes. And there's the break, so there's the out. So it breaks 50. We'll slap a fail on that last one. I mean, we're fine with it, but still an L, right? We don't ever like taking those, but should have just took it all out right there. Again, this is the push and pull, right? That might be the top. I don't know, but I just don't want to be in this, and I want to regroup. So I want to have that ability to regroup. You could see what Apple's doing. Apple's just continuously going lower, which is making me wonder. I'm going to go one more time. I just said regroup, and I'm going back into the queues. All right, 61.61. 10 handle stop, 15 handle stop now. We just got back in right there because I just looked at Apple and was like, maybe we just got stopped out there. But okay, 61.61, the new stop area there for the TQs. But yeah, Apple continues to make that downside play, right? I mean, I'm really surprised at this. Like, we went short right there, and it just started bleeding. And we took this, even before I had this, man, we posted this in the chat on the midday show, and I was like, I'm shorting Apple. The boys talked about it, and there it goes. So that's like straight down. I hope some of you had that. I'm looking to get out once we break this. We might as well put our order in right now. The order to get out of this Apple was 218.60s. So we were risking about 40 cents on this trade to make $2. But what we made doesn't really matter. Okay, so 216.51. That's going to be my stop. We just put that in there. Let's see if that works. Again, change of momentum. We're going to take advantage of that if that does come through. JP Morgan's flashing around on my screen here a little bit. So let me just go have a quick look to see what JP is up to. All right, so not a great move. We're actually long in and around 230. We bought it on the close yesterday or the day before, so it was in and around here for that trade. I checked the account earlier. We were roughly flat on it. I'm a little disappointed. I thought there was a bigger opportunity today for JP Morgan to hold those bids. Banks really got hit early and pretty hard too. This name must have gone negative. Obviously, we just closed yesterday right there. So we were down about 1.5%. It's nice to see it up, but I'm just worried about the banks a little bit. This name just continues to fall down. And you're into a support area, which is why I thought we would nibble a little bit, try to buy some. There's our 200 period moving average. So again, trying to buy things. All right, I'm going to take out 5% of this 410 handles if we can on the Qs. But right into there. Looks like it's a decent support level, so we're gonna dip our toes in and see what happens with JP Morgan. We're already on that name. Disney hitting some levels. Ooh boy, we just got a nice. See, that sucks, man, because again, we'll have more shares the first time than this last time on the futures as we start to come back in. All right, so there's Disney today as well. Wow, yeah, nice move upside right now on Disney, continuously going here. $99. So we almost make it all the way back. We went all the way up, all the way like $96. There's some wild moves, man, on some of these names today. Like Disney's moved 3%, which is a kind of a big move for this name. From noon till now, we go $96.40 to $99. So up about $2.60 in just over a couple hours. Nice move there on Disney as the market tries to retrace as well. What is the ES today? Why do we don't normally look at that? So the ES is only up 0.7. So that's a real nice move there for Disney, getting some back upside there. Microsoft was always talked about on the show. Let me check in what's going on with the bear. So big bear, a little bit out there, out the rest there once we broke 20. It's funny because initially I was like, I'm not getting out until like a 310 or so break. It does get right into, it was these levels right here. So we might have got stopped out anyways. What is that low? 313, whatever. We get stopped out once it breaks 320. We got in at 326. We took like a 33 print, and then we got stopped out of the rest. It doesn't really look like it's moving too much. We'll take the up 4.5% though today, but at the end of the day, Big Bear AI is still down from the open. I don't want to confuse like that we're up here to take in for strength. It's not strong, man. It looks like it might be now above VWAP, but Big Bear, a little disappointing there as a small cap name. And then Rigetti is another one that I like to trade. So let's have a quick look at RGTI New York NQ on the NASDAQ. Quick little look at Rigetti as is. Well, yeah, that's what I thought, man. Up 10% today, RGTI. Look at it, hold VWAP, bang, bang. So again, another good trade. Whenever you see a name that's up percentage points like this, always try to find where VWAP is. So yeah, we can wait for that, but 860 there on Rigetti. All right, some of these shorts really, Apple's really working for me, Obi. I haven't looked at your Intel, but the futures is waning back and forth, you know, in the money, out the money, flat. So yeah, what's up with your Intel rate?
Yeah, no, nothing much. I think I might have fumbled this one a little bit there. I had that good price, and then it made that I guess a lower high, or what I thought was going to be a lower high right there. So I added on to it, kind of bringing my average a little bit lower than that VWAP. Now we're trading pretty much at my average here. So just keeping an eye on it. I'm not going to let it go too much there. But yeah, we did get that strong aggressive sell. I did cover some, but definitely not enough. And I added on a lot more than I had covered. But yeah, absolutely crazy action here. That sell-off was intense. That 19,700 rejection there, a bit of a lower high there, lower high. And yeah, so bit of a sell that we got off of that. That might have been, I think Trump was speaking in and around that time as well. So it might have been catalyst to driven in that sense. But that sell was nice, but we're coming right back in, kind of reverting that move pretty nicely, about over a 50% reversion so far. So if anybody got caught the bid right there on a lot of these tickers, again, we're looking at the futures as well. I was looking for that 19.5 to come in. It never really does come in, and we get to 19.550 and then pop back up for a push. And something, again, like I mentioned earlier today, this was something I was looking at. Actually, I had the line kind of like this. So I was like, okay, well, I had it pretty tight, and I was like, oh boy, we've broken the trend on the VIX, and I'm like, all right, am I looking long? Should I be looking long? This is about 12 o'clock, right? So let's see what happens in and around 12 o'clock here on the market. 11, it should be 11 here. So this right here is that 12 o'clock move there. But you know what I noticed, guys? I gotta correct myself. This is not the best kind of trend, because it's like, okay, you're not really. I know people have different ways of drawing the trend, but then I was like, all right, well, realistically, this looks like it's breaking this trend that we've had. But if I take the actual low point, we're right there. So the first and second two lows. So we're right there, and now we're actually looking for a potential break of this trend. So it did kind of start getting a little weaker. We got a strong quadrunk there. We got a strong bid in the market from that, and then yeah, pretty much a bid back up. But take a look at the Mag 7. Some of these tickers, like Nvidia, like like Nvidia, like Tesla, like Microsoft, like Alphabet, like Amazon, and the Spider as well, pretty much trading within their range, right? Within the opening ranges. So sideways consolidation. We saw some of that action happen yesterday, right? Some of that action yesterday, we consolidated, we sold off aggressively, consolidated, and then stepping up today, consolidating some more sideways. Sure, we get wide legs because, again, volatility is pretty high, and then you get strong moves going in both directions here. Look at that. I had the great price, and then now I don't have such a great price anymore here on Intel. So that's what's happening, coming right back into VWAP. So I'm gonna let that ride. I'm gonna let it work. See where that kind of comes into. Let's see if that 19.7, if we can make a lower high underneath that 19.7, Sean. But with only about an hour and 20 minutes left in the trading day, I'm not too keen on expecting that to happen. I just got to be as nimble as I can, and yeah. Like we say multiple times, and I know I read this somewhere, but strong opinions loosely held. The strong opinion in the morning session was, oh boy, we're holding the VIX very well, and I was very confident in it. But then again, at the end of the day, I'm a trader. If the chart, the price action shows me otherwise, I'm more than willing to be like, all right, well, I was wrong. I was definitely wrong in that, and we're coming right back in, and we're no longer respecting that trend as of right now. Sure, we can get a false break of that trend. That's besides the point. That's more anticipation. But if and when it does show the false break, then maybe I could get a little bit more precise with some of my entries. So that's the look on Intel that I have. But yeah, no, TQs people talking about as well. But yeah, TQs,
I'm trying to go short here, but
right?
it's not working.
Yeah, similar story here. Pretty much trading within the range that we made in the morning session here on both the ES. You can see it right here, ES and the NASDAQ. So pretty much sideways action, nothing too crazy to write home about. Let's take a quick look at some of those tickers that we were watching for on my morning watch list. So let's take a quick look at those. We're looking at Novo as well. I want to see what this one is up to. I'm pretty curious. I'm always curious to know the tickers that I had on my watch list in the morning, how they ended up performing by the end of the day, right? So Novo Nordisk kind of stepped up above its morning range, so I guess there might have been something there. iRobot, I know IRBT definitely was on watch there. Wow, nice little continuation, but we bid right back above VWAP, now holding above that, pretty much sideways as well if you want to look at it kind of in this range. So sideways consolidation there on iRobot, and then Groupon. Wow, this was the one, GRPN, I think that's the one right there. So Groupon as well. Pretty wild. This one, I didn't expect too much from it, but it gave me the move that I was looking for. I was looking for a potential hold of the gap, maybe buyers coming in at VWAP or prior levels that were marked off in the pre-market, and it kind of gave us that pretty much very choppy, but it did bid up, and it's starting to push a little bit higher going into the end of the day here on Groupon. So 1398 is the high of day, doing significant relative volume off of the open, almost 50 times on a 5 period, but we've been kind of decreasing in both RVol and the traded volume as well. Interesting that we continue to tick up on both those kind of things as well. So keeping that one on watch. I know Oracle had earnings prior day, and today was a day 2 on Oracle. So today, look at that, beautiful action here. We step up on top of prior day's range. We step up on top of VWAP, and we continue to push higher for a test above that 152's trading as of right now on Oracle. So nice little continuation off of that earnings day 1 play on Oracle. We saw that at the end of the day, we reclaimed this anchored VWAP from earnings, right, which was acting as resistance majority of the day. By the end of the day, in and around 2 o'clock, we reclaim, we hold. That's cool, but coming into the next day, we actually hold consolidation in the morning session above that end of day consolidation for a continuation to the upside, maybe a little bit of a trend break here as well. But yeah, Oracle worked out pretty well. I wasn't necessarily involved in it. And the other one was EHang Holdings. So they had earnings this morning, and I did have eyes on them. But yeah, nice little quadrunk. We talked about that 24 level, and it's only been kind of pretty much in a dead cat bounce off of that strong sell in the morning session. So that's kind of what I have on watch. Just watching this intel, probably going to get stopped out soon enough on this one. But the question I ask, Sean, is where is the next trade? So I'm going to continue looking for that one. We still have an hour and 45 minutes left in the trading day, so you know.
We went long Apple finally. I mean, so Apple's now my #1 stock, and shout out to Girl Trader there. She's like, I assume but when's the stop for TQs? We got stopped, and I tried again. Now, the problem is I stopped at 75%, so I tried it one more time. It looks like it is pulling back now. But, you know, shorting, we tried it there, and realistically, we lost our way because it was we drew that line there, 61.50. That's really where we should have just, like, hung it up. Unfortunately, I tried again right into these levels, and it broke. So there it goes. I'm glad we're out now as it's trying to extend a little bit further. Now, just to flip it over, because now we put Apple. Oops, that's not TQs, that's Apple. Now we got Apple. I'm going to get something out here at 83 if we can. Ooh, we just sat there at 83 and stopped the move. Did you see that? I just put in 83. It was on the offer, and all of a sudden it went to the downside. To your point, Obi, before, you have live orders there that they're not expecting. Like, that was just cruising there. I don't know what happened. I didn't even put that many shares there. 83 stopped and then dropped literally 15 pennies. Like, why did it do that? Futures are still there. So this is just a what? Okay, this was just a, you gotta give me 15 seconds. Okay, so yeah, I'll take my time. Okay, let's talk slow, breathe. So anyways, Apple there. Let's see if we get the 83 now. You see how it just comes right back once it can finally settle down? Now just pretend I'm not there. Come on, 83s. Let's go. There he goes. Okay, now we are through that. So that was a good trade there. And again, Obi, you and I talk about this often, and that is that having the ability to flip over, decide a little different. I know we have that advantage being here on a prop floor, and that is that, you know, being able to go in and out, short or long. We do trade equities, right? This is not just CDRs or options, so we're actually trading the physical stock itself. So shorting is not a problem, as there's lots of borrows for especially names, let's go Apple, to the upside. But right now, if I want everybody to make sure they scan that QR code right now and unlock the nuclear renaissance with Foremost Clean Energy. They are leveraging one of the biggest mega trends on the planet, and that is nuclear energy. Stocks up huge today, SMR, various names as well. So partnered with Denison Mines with properties strategically located in the Athabasca Basin, known as the Saudi Arabia of uranium. This undervalued company is poised to capitalize on the exploding nuclear market and offers unparalleled growth potential. Wow, Apple. All right, the future is nuclear, and Foremost is your entry. Of course, you can find them on the NASDAQ under FMST or on the Canadian Securities Exchange, the CSE, under symbol FAT. Make sure you do go to foremostcleanenergy.com for all the information. Okay, Obi. Okay, man, this is what we're trying to do. Trying to have a little bit of this. Sirens up. So again, trend change. We talk about this all the time, Obi. I hope you adopt this. I know Neil has the 50-period moving average right there. As soon as that changed, we got out and we flipped long, which is part of the reason why we said, to the futures, we had to get out of that one, because this is what I mean. We were really shorting right here against VWAP and the 50-period. Once it broke, we had our out. Stubborn once again on that. So that's not great. But it's okay. So we'll take advantage of that. We just got out some Apple. We're getting out some more now because we do fail off that 217. And we also don't get to the 200-period moving average. And it's Oppo day for Apple. Apple right here, although we have a nice little clementine, maybe this is like a micro strategy. You know, they went to orange as their symbol now because of Bitcoin. But yeah, Apple today down 1.8% into a super strong NASDAQ, man. The NASDAQ's up it's not super strong, but it's up 1.5%, giving me the idea that it's a little strong. But okay, here we go. Apple, more cover there. So this is a new position. You said, what's the next trade? I said Apple. All right, what else are we talking about? Hood, HOOD. Let's have a, whoa, that's near, is that the high of the day as well, Robinhood right now? Up, no, I think we were up 10 points at one. No, right here. So here's an opportunity, okay. You're looking short. I'm long right now, but if you're looking short, like Robinhood just double and triple topped right there. We made that move right there off the open at 39.70. We touched it again right there at 39.60. We went all the way down to 38.50. That's $1. We just touched it again without any risk. You could be short right now. This is my kind of trade. I don't mean me as in like mine. It's just, this is the trade that I look for, where you have clear support or resistance and you could take a boatload of shares and just go for it. The only problem is, it's not, I'd rather go for it down here near VWAP where we've sort of supported this name rather than taking out the top in what I thought was a good market upside. Like Apple, we just got out of Apple, so that's a good trade right there if you're gonna go short. I think I like that. I'm just worried because it's up 9%. But this is a great, if we pull back anywhere into 38.50, which we could easily do, that is a long for us on Robinhood. We'll see if we can get there and make that trade. From a winner into a loser. Yeah, my face loser. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so we'll face slap that one. Look at Apple, man. It is giving me those kind of feels right now. We were just in the money and thought we were cruising right there for Apple. Like we just got some out at 217.05. All right, then it just dropped in 2 minutes. This is, see, now that it's coming back up, I am going to take advantage of this. You know, all of my outs are about 5%, and I know that's crazy. We used to do 10%. I'm trying to do a little bit less and trying to hold for a little bit longer because some of the prices that we've been getting have been so great that, looking back at it, you want to try to hold maybe for that bigger play, but then I do think that there is some value in scalping out. So we're already, let me see how many shares we had in total of this trade. Okay, 150 there, 150. So we have about, I would say we have about 40% left on this trade. So we'll get another piece out if we can get this back upside. I don't have any more outs until the 80s. It's actually 87s. So maybe we can get that. Then I have one again at 219 to 17. And then we'll wait for higher highs, but that may not be coming. Our stop on Apple is the same thing as before. We'll wait for 216.40. We'll just go a little bit lower than that. 216.25 should be where we're out is. I wrote down, I have 216.20s as our out. So we'll wait for that. I think that's pretty reasonable at this time of day to give it a little bit more room. So we'll try that. You know, we had 60 cents as a winner. We'll try to get 30 cents as a loser at the very bottom. So we'll give this a go, but Apple's been working out for us so far today. It is my #1 stock.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of selling coming into the market here. That 19.7 we were talking about, a little bit of pressure entering here on both the NASDAQ and the ES as well. I got Nvidia and Intel. Intel kind of stopped out of the trade right in and around VWAP, and then guess what? It comes right back in. I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. I'm gonna get right back in. And like Sean said, we have that ability to kind of be a little nimble there. So why not? Let's see if this one kind of comes in here. About 5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle to print. So let's see what happens in the next 5 minutes, guys. So that VIX is still kind of teetering 2420s on the VIX as of right now. Nvidia is trading at 1570s. as well. Kind of have eyes on the chip sector again because I'm trading in Intel as well. SMH pretty much sideways. SMH has been the most tame out of all of these here, so I think that's something to kind of consider maybe. Bigger picture, SMH just pretty much sideways, very, very tight in its consolidation. Yesterday, some strong action into the close there that actually got past its opening range high, but today stepping up above prior days highs here on the Van Eck Semiconductor ETF SMH. So triple twos, we've been making lower highs and higher lows here, so a little bit of compression as well, perhaps. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one. TSM as well. I know a lot of people are watching this one along with Intel as well on the day today. Oh boy. Oh boy. That triple top. Triple top on TSM here. Maybe a little bit indicative, but higher lows building up into this, what might be a flat top break. Shout out to Sharif, 178.13 are the highs on TSM as of right now, 177.29. So yeah, this one also doing a little bit
frustrating
of relative volume. Glad I got back in to the Intel as it's kind of starting to work right now. Let's see if the market.
I like that. The Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
Yeah, you don't probably.
I have no idea.
That's okay. Yeah, so no, just sports guys that go to Ohio State, whenever they do their introductions, they say the Ohio State. Oh, okay. But anyways, okay. So yeah, I mean, I agree with Adam there in the chat. Like, it's just been, there goes, we're out of Apple. It's just been frustrating because the market is like we had the short, you know, we had the long in Apple. We didn't get out of it all there. We got out of that 75%. So maybe that was a capitulated bottom. I don't know. But we're still in it. We'll buy a little bit more here. All right, 21.16. We just want to, 21. Don't put that in. 216.14 there was the low. We'll get out there if it breaks again. But no, I just, what I'm talking about when I talk like this, like, see, like our stop just got ran at 20s. Like, how frustrating is that? You know, only for it to bounce right back up there into the 40s. You know, so it's like stops are getting hit. We wait for more news. We wait for tariff talk. We wait for this. We wait for that. But at the end of the day, what are we really waiting for? I mean, the market is choppy. We know that.
Oh, sorry. Is
that your phone? I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's pretty, so there's some violin action going on over there. Obi, I mean, it's a very, 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 oh, that's Game of Thrones? Oh, I have no idea. I didn't realize you're that big of a fan. F you, Apple. Honestly, this is part of it. Season 2 Game of Thrones? Yo, you little, how you feeling? You all right? I mean, you just got your winter jacket on over there? Okay. I mean, I know you're hot fire, but, you know, just you got to cool down a little bit there. Joe's got the park on.
Oh, boy.
Look at this guy.
What?
He's sitting right there.
Come on.
Right there.
You know how hot it is?
Maybe I'm feeling the heat from these trades, but I'm feeling some kind of ways, and this guy's just chilling out over there. Shout out to the guy over there who'll be joining me tomorrow, and we will say goodbye to Obi for a couple of days, and you'll go to sunny Miami Beach for $60 or $90 a night. I wish you the best of luck at that place. But at the end of the day, if you need anybody, don't call me, okay? All right, so here we go. Apple. So, like, there's the stop, and then there's the rip. Like, if I don't trigger there, then we're huge on this trade. But we did trigger there, and we get out. We did buy some back in, so it's fine. But just the frustration continues to mount on some of these trades. And so I do see what Adam says there. Adam visited us. He knows what's good and some of the things that we do around here. And the thing is like, it is all about living to trade another day, Obi. And I mean, we're very comfortable. We're not talking about that. It's just once these moves happen, you have to be careful. And that's what I'm saying. It's not worth, I don't think there's going to be, especially in the middle of the day, I don't mind early taking shots on bigger risk, but I just think at the end of the day, it does become, see, like, look at that. We take a look at that. Like, we were just at 60s there. Now we're at 30s. So if you're in 500 shares or something and you're dropping 30, 40 pennies at once, you're getting taken out, then you're getting upset when it goes back up. Like, that's not the right way to trade, right? So we're going to just calm down. We do have our new stop in there. We did take some profit out there at the top, and we're just going to try to look for the ultimate trades at this point. Get to levels where they're exhaustion levels. See? Come on, my guy. All right, because I'm I'm a little bit off-putting. I'm going to get out of some here in the high 40s if that move does happen one more time. And then we'll just stop out on a break of 20 as we talked about before. Get going. We're at 47s. Can we get a fill there at 47 or not? I don't know. But anyways, I just find it, I don't know how you're finding Intel right now, but I'm just looking. Mostly everything I'm trading is pretty whippy right now. And that's, I've only traded Apple in the futures, but let me have a quick look at Amazon. I mean, I guess trading big names is probably going to be a problem if I'm looking at Apple and yeah, so very choppy again. You know, runs the bottom right up to that top again, right? You might think it's getting going and then it comes right back in. But the thing about Amazon is at least it's holding above everything, above VWAP, above the 200 period moving average, and a green day there. So for Amazon, so yeah, man, nice move to the upside there for Amazon. We were trading this one today, and I was saying to Obi, we got out of it. Actually, this will be my worst stock, actually, Amazon. So we got out of it before this move comes down in, but we were trading it probably a little too aggressive right here as we got a lot of stops. This was the problem. In here is fine. It's this. Starting right there, that was the problem. Starting down here at 198, just trying to play off this level, and it just broke on us real hard. We weren't able to get anything out, and it just came crashing in, and we took about a buck 50 hit on that. That was not cool. Made some back, got stopped before that happened. But this is kind of what you're looking for.
Okay, hello.
Apple just went. I know you're shorts, that's great, but Apple just went to the downside, so I throw my hands up in the air. It's this consolidation right there on. This is what you're looking at around 11 o'clock. This kind of consolidation, and then the break higher. So whoopsies, that's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for there on AMZN. So at least I know I'm just a little over dramatic, but like right here on Apple, just to show you guys that last little trade. Like we had just gotten a piece out right there again, right there at 47s. And then it did this, whoops, all the way back down. So yeah, it fell out. We took another bid there and then it fell through. So there's 20s breaking. See ya, Apple. Now I'm thinking about going short, right? It's probably the wrong way. All right, so being in on Intel and not doing anything, it seems like the best move. I feel like I'm just kind of throwing around.
I'm watching it. Hey man, I got stopped out. That was. I mean, it wasn't painful, but I was like, well, damn, it's gonna stop me out. And I watched it happen. And then it false breaks, and then it comes right back in. And then I'm like, all right, well, I should be getting right back in because that's where I wanted to sell in the first place anyways, right? Like if I have identified that this is a place where I think there are sellers and I can see that there are sellers, sure, I'm not going to be perfect in terms of like, you know, trying to find that perfect price. But Apple. Being willing, I'm more than willing to kind of get back in. But where I kind of mess up sometimes, and I've said this before, is getting in too much at not the best prices, maybe not the best places. Forget the prices. Maybe not the best places on the chart, and maybe not off the best price action there. That ad from earlier I think stop was just above prior highs there. And I was like, all right, well, we're coming right in. And then we actually broke that for another push back down. But like I said, I'm honestly still looking for this 19.5. We're getting some of that selling, but that selling, like you said just a couple of seconds ago, or a couple of minutes ago, this action is very whippy, right? So a lot of whippy action there. 5 pennies that way, 5 pennies that way, you know, whip your candle back and forth. Right here, kind of action happening on the market. I have no idea whether we're going to get to that 19.5 by the end of the day, but there you go. The bid comes right back in. So that's an aggressive kind of thing. This is what I'm looking at here on Intel. Look at that wick. Look at the bottom wick of that candle there. That's absolutely aggressive. Goes all the way down to 59s and then bids right back up. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. So it's okay. So it's the opening of the new hourly candle as of right now. So I got my eyes on a 30-minute, 15-minute, 3-minute as well. Let's see how this hour of power pans out with some of these chips, just not really dipping, not really popping, but just kind of staying pretty flat here going into the close. But VWAP seems interesting. 24 is the VIX as of right now, and we are attempting to push back towards 19.7s on the NASDAQ. And Nvidia still holding in and around that $16 mark as of right now. So couldn't really get past it a little earlier, but we're coming right back in. So again, could be just random noise that we're talking about. So I'm just waiting for kind of maybe higher time frame stuff to potentially step in here going into the close. But yeah, nothing else too crazy. Let me know in the chat what you guys are watching. Have you guys been mainly long today? Have you guys been mainly short? How's that worked out Again, I know you guys call out a lot of tickers in the chat, but let me know what the name was, and what the name of the ticker was, and what the plan was, and whether it worked out or not. Like, the plan could be pretty simple. For example, if I want to trade, I don't know, if I wanted to trade Tesla today for a potential continuation, I can be like, all right, well, if I like that 250 and we kind of consolidated bid up, consolidated yesterday, and we hold prior day's levels, prior day's highs, do we hold VWAP for the long into 250? And the execution could be, you know, a level hold of that VWAP as well. So that's what I want to know from you guys here. So let's see, Todd McLean saying, been trying 5 hours to get you guys to look at Goog. All right, I mean, we looked at Google. We looked at Google. If you want me to look at Goog, that's fine as well. Goog right here, Class C shares, it's not the Class A shares. Pretty much the same kind of action here that you'll see on both. But yeah, pretty much sideways there. Strong selling coming in off of the open there. A little bit of R-vol that we've observed on many tickers off of the open there. But holds higher lows going into the close. So yeah, a little bit of a reversion. I remember talking about this in the morning session when I was looking at Google, right? So I was like, oh boy, that's a strong trend to the downside. Looking at it in a higher time frame, let's go to the 5-minute chart. I was like, I kind of want to revert this when the bid does catch back on. And guess what, Sean? That trade would have worked out beautifully if I was risking two-day low. I saw this happen. I was like 164.40s. My real risk is all the way down to this bar low at 163.50s. And I was like, that's about a point away. Do I really want to take it? Doesn't matter. That's the trade. Risk a point, put the appropriate size on, and take the trade. That's what I have to kind of get better at at times. And then sometimes it's like, all right, you see the dollar of risk, and you're like, maybe I don't want to put on significant size. That's great. Why don't you put on a risk unit? Being like, I'm going to put on 10% of my daily shutdown. I'm risking 10% of my daily shutdown and risking a point on that, on whatever size warrants that 10% of daily risk. And guess what? We've traded all the way back up to opening range highs on Google. So absolutely beautiful action coming in here on Google on the day today. But let's see if the market pulls back. We've been holding VWAP quite splendidly. It seems like reversion to VWAP has been nice, and it's only about 44 minutes left in the trading day. Let's see if we get another reversion to VWAP here with the next about next few candles here on Google. So sorry about that. I guess we didn't cover Google as much as you liked, but there you go. There's a little bit of Google action, just talking about what the chart has already done on the day today. So that's the look.
I'm taking more out here on the TQs. I mean, my stubborn ass is right back into this thing again here for decent. I mean, we're not, you know, in order to look somewhat sane, we're not trying to trade this with a huge amount of shares right now, because this has been pretty violent. But we finally do fall back in here into VWAP. So we did take a little bit of that was just a tester, but right into there we did buy against VWAP right there. If we drop through it, then we're gone. We do make that move back up for a little small. Man, like no continuation right now from many of these trades. Like, it's just choppy right now in the market, pretty whippy. So good. Like, I'm waiting at 54. I wonder if I should just get it. Like, I'll get 51s or 50s. Did I get those there? Yeah, okay, good. So we get some 50s out there, making a little bit back on this, trying to get going. Yeah, I am trading a little bit for fun here, Mohammed, to be honest with you. I don't really want to put on too much right now. It's good that we got into VWAP. We were patient and waited for that. But even now, like, I really don't even feel like I have the greatest price. Like, 40s, like VWAP is only 30s, but I'm so like jittery right now about all of this. It's just the market is just so back and forth. We got to trade things that are having some sort of a directional bias right now, and it's definitely not the market. It's definitely not these big cap names. I mean, when Obi's talking about moving 5 cents back and forth, I mean, I'm not interested in that, and it's just. We all want the market to move. It's just, if it's not, it's not. So SMR, okay, I thought you were up today. You're not, so you're down. Again, could be a good trade. I'm trying to find something that's triggering at certain levels, right? All right, what's happening with Tesla then? We know, okay, well now I have to address this futures move because now it's actually going. So we'll see if we, Oh, come on. Again, I was waiting at 59s. I just punched them out there at 54. We just missed us. Let's see if we can get back up to the upside. 20 handles in the money is what we're trying to get out there at 59. Hopefully we can do that as we go. I was just going to look at Tesla before that happened. So maybe if I go back, we'll get that fill. Now it's 57s. Okay, maybe we will. All right, so we had said that, I mean, even look at Tesla, right? Pretty choppy name here as well. Like, what are you going to do? It looks like you're breaking out through this level, so maybe you take the long. Maybe you get stopped out there as well. I don't know. But is it really working out for us in the long run here? I'm not sure. Tesla, again, you know, you take the bottoms, you just got run. So that's probably a stop out right there, unless you're holding all the way to VWAP. And I just don't think that this is worth it in those levels. But I do, okay, there we go. TQs just went through 60s, so we're making a little bit back here, OB. So that's going to make me a little bit happier right now. Tesla, great bottom. What is that, 241? I will see if we can see that tomorrow. We do have PPI coming tomorrow, so CPI's number today completely erased everything. There's the number right there. Boom to the upside. Complete destruction to the downside there, giving it all back and a heck of a lot more before coming back up and never, ever seeing those highs again today. I hope we can get back up there as we're long the futures, but it's not looking pretty good right now. As look at how choppy this is for the NASDAQ. We wait for more news. I mean, the whole market right now is at bated breath, I feel like, just waiting for something to happen, something to come through. And right now we're not getting it. What about Alibaba? A strong name, obviously, in China there. I'm not sure if it's strong. It's been really strong. Let's have a quick look. We did talk earlier today about China giving some back. Looks like that is happening. Okay, expecting you. Hassett? Who's Hassett? Talking about GDP right now on Fox News. We have Fox. We've switched from CNN to Fox over there. So right now, he gone. But I don't see anything happening on Fox right now. So we'll wait to hear that, talking about some GDP growth. Alibaba, good luck. White House Economic Advisor. Okay, there it is. So GDP growth between 2 and 2.5%. I thought we were trying to get to 3. What I heard the other day. So maybe that's not a great look for these futures. But if I'm saying that, then that must mean it's a long. So we'll wait to see what happens there with that, just tongue-in-cheek on that one. Baba looking like it wants to go a little bit higher here as well. Uber's at not a bad level, it seems like. Right now, near, not the high of the day, but near a good little level. Coming on the scanner here is Uber. Just looking like it's, nice consolidation points right there. Look at this. That could be a good long. Above VWAP, above the 200 period, looking to take it out. I just don't know if the long is right. We're really struggling with these futures, trying to get going as well. So I'm going to take another piece there at 57 if we can. We've just been getting out at the top here. I hope it's not the top, but look, a bunch of outs right into here right now. It doesn't look like it wants, doesn't look like it wants to go, but then it does again. So we'll wait for it. Hopefully the futures go, OB. It's only 312 right now. Yeah. Maybe we do get a run up here into the close.
Yeah, we still got some time until the close happens here. And I'm kind of watching, being patient. I covered a little bit here as we're holding about 10 pennies below VWAP there on Intel. We are kind of just chopping here. Nvidia as well. Eyes on Nvidia because it could not get through that 16 mark as of right now. But again, like Sean said, still it's 312. We still have 45 minutes left. There's still a lot of time here for the closing bell to kind of come in here. So I'm still waiting for some more confirmation. Maybe I'm in the trade that I want to be in, so that's good. Is it going to work out? I have no idea. But I know that you guys, at Monty G, again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, saying that I'm learning how to do that, and it's definitely helping. So yeah, shout out to Monty G there. You guys were talking about BTC. Not a lot of people really left or talked about what trades they were involved in on the day today. So I know that someone said, Rainmaker said, waiting for the Path earnings call. Okay, all right. So I think is that earnings today? You know what? That's a good thing. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming earnings for tonight. Let me just get that board up
I
here.
know what they are.
But let's see what we got tonight. Again, you mentioned this before. Adobe is coming in, and Path is tonight. Sentinel one as well. American Eagle Outfitters. Haven't been to that store in a while, but they're reporting. Anyone else of interest here? Dollar General tomorrow. Oh boy, I'm gonna miss out on that one there. I think I've traded Dollar General a few times with a little bit of success. Again, that earnings play. I remember last time, I think DG was the one that would kind of gap down. If I remember, one of the ones that gapped down.
I don't like the dollar
off.
stores in this
But,
environment. We'll see what happens.
I mean, the trade I think was nice here. Let me take a look at DG and see what that one's up to as of right now. Oh boy. Selling off, going into earnings.
In Canada.
So interesting here. So this is the chart on DG, Dollar General. So look at that, absolute kadunk yesterday, a bit of continuation coming into today. So beautiful, beautiful technical stuff here. Not really doing relative volume, it seems, but you know, the price action seems like it's definitely kind of continuing off of that strong action from yesterday. But yeah, I wanted to go look at a higher time frame and see what it did last earnings here. So if I remember correctly, we had a little bit of a shake and bake or a quadunk or something like that. There it is right here. So yeah, so we sold off on earnings, but we did catch a bid right back above it. And guess what? We are trading right at that prior earnings day one range low or day low there as of right now. We did trade much lower post earnings in 2025 at the beginning of 2025 this year. But look at that. We went up to 85, pulling back aggressively as of right now. So
long 61.
Dollar General, interesting stuff here.
Oh, you're
Volky saying I'm always long on OV. Thank you, Volky. Shout out to you. I am long on you and the chat as well. So Hood saying Stefan Hood curl. Okay, let's take a quick look at Hood and see what's going on and if everything is good on the sticker.
Let's see if everything's good in the hood.
See if everything's good in the hood, Sean. So yeah, again, had earnings. Was it yesterday? No, three days ago. 3 days ago.
Hood?
Was it Hood?
No, very much.
I'm thinking about a different ticker then. Yep. I don't know. Sometimes I forget the name of the ticker, but I'll remember the price action if I see it. But nice little reversion here, nice V shape. So we've kind of reflective of the rest of the market here. Oh boy, the selling coming in. You're gonna hit me at 60s, buddy.
Look at that move.
Hit me at 60s. Hit me at 60s. Hit me at 60s. Intel. I got hit at 60s. Thank you. All right, cool. Next, let's see if we get that 19.5, man. A man can hope, but don't trade on hope. That's the difference. But okay, so pre-market lows.
We just
bit of a look grab
again
there, and then look at that opening range highs as well. So a lot of ranging action I'm seeing here. And volatility, again, kind of still chilling around 24s is the VIX as of right now. So we did break. So as of right now, this is broken. This is broken. Whether you want to put this line on or you want to put in the line that I had in the morning as well, we've broken this little bit of a trend. The question is, are we going to get follow through? That's the next question here on the VIX. Volatility S&P 500 index. So look at this consolidation we've been in since about 12 o'clock here, Sean. So we made that lower high in and around 12 o'clock, and we've just been trading within that range here on the futures, the ES to be specific. Nvidia, again, couldn't get through that 16 just yet, but still chopping around. Got to 15 halves, catches a little bit of a bounce. It's 317. And it seems like we're just going to be chopping around sideways. So I'm not really seeing anything. I'm not really looking at anything that's showing me the next trade. Like I said before, maybe, you know what? It's interesting. I remember they were talking about Amazon during the midday show. And would you look at this, Sean? Would you just look at it? Would you just take a look at that? 200,
yeah,
boom, 200, boom, 200, boom. That's exact prints of 200. So is this, that's actually, that one's 19. This one is 99.99. So 199.99. Let's see what this one is right here. This is 200 as well. So a little bit of a held offer. We're seeing a lot of this kind of action across the board. We saw a held offer on CrowdStrike as well, CRWD. Again, I wasn't there, but I wasn't there watching the tape, is what I mean when I say I wasn't there. But yeah, a little bit of a hold on at this price, and we're seeing that happening on a lot of tickers. Now, you might ask where else. look no further than MSFT here. Look at this. Would you look at that? Pre-market, boom, some supply in the 385s. Opening range, some supply in the 385s. Again, once again, 385s, more supply, 385s, more supply. Look at this quadrunk that Microsoft just had, Sean. This is crazy. Did Microsoft just get news?
Dude,
because
I
look
honestly,
at this candle.
Like, puff pass right now. I am so stressed out right now. It is. I'm not even. I mean, let me check what the heart rate is. Like, we just got run again, and then I was just like, I'm buying this rate back. Yeah. See, 3 minutes ago it was 80 beats per minute. That's way too high. Normally I'm at like 60 or so. I like Joe and I about 63. I think is a good resting heart rate. I think for myself, I'll double check that. But like we got run there right here, like as if like I'm honestly, and we just take it back up. Like we're actually going to be up on all of this, but it's just like how frustrating is getting run down there. And then like Joe and I just went back and forth because this guy's long the TQs as well. And it's, I'm coming to you, Darren, just 1 second. It's just like all of a sudden, boom, right back there to the upside. And Joe and I just said, oh, it's having a hard time breaking 60s. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm long. You know, we could have just gone short there and made 40 cents. What's up, Adara?
On Microsoft here. So the FTC apparently moving ahead with a broad antitrust probe into Microsoft. It's worth noting earlier today we heard that the FTC was going to be delaying their trial for Amazon's antitrust case, but it looks like they're moving ahead with their Microsoft probe. So antitrust news here for MSFT. Looks like the new Trump FTC will be continuing with their Microsoft antitrust investigation. Back to you.
All right. So yeah, definitely some news on that. I saw the candle right there, and I was like, "What is going on here? This candle is not usual."
Maybe we should be probing like non-U.S. companies. Maybe that would be a good idea because, you know, again, like we give everything like TikTok and all this kind of stuff has no problem, just completely Chinese run. All this kind of stuff, that's okay. Grab all the data you want, do whatever you want. Meanwhile, we're going to look into Microsoft and Google and all this stuff. Honestly, it's too much, man, but whatever. Not my monkey, but I guess it is as an investor. So, okay. We just did good again, man. I mean, we're not going to sit here and talk about 6160 as being a top and then basically knock it out of everything when we get right up to there. So that was good, man. Look at this flush down. One red candle to the downside. Thanks, Adara, for that news. But obviously, it's affecting the NASDAQ right now, even though that news is a couple minutes old. This is just wild, this back and forth here. So we'll hold the rest of this for a little bit. It's going to have to break 61 for me to get out. And I'm not even going to average back into this. We got out of like 70% of it. And I think we're just going to hold that last little bit for the dream.
Oh, the dream.
Oh, man. And that's the thing. And you and I talk about this, about how trading is more than just a science. You know, obviously, it's way more of an art to me. And I think part of that is just slowing down, you know, getting control of your trades, making sure that, you know, you're not getting what I'm getting right now, not getting frustrated, just sitting there, chilling out. And being able to watch these stocks, right? And so, again, I get a little bit frustrated because we've talked about it over and over again, getting short into the afternoon. And it's just like we were short here, got taken out, went to the highs, and now the short's coming in. And it's just like I'm trying to buy VWAP dips. It's just not working out. So this trade will actually be fine because we're able to get out of 70%. But still, even losing on this last 30%, it kind of sucks. All right, what's up, Adara?
Is be wary of Colgate-Palmolive CL taking a nice dip to the downside. This one is at low of days. Apparently here, an executive said at this UBS conference that the company has noticed, quote, hesitancy in the consumer given all the news flow. So apparently tariffs are making some CL customers nervous. Colgate at days lows, continuing to push lower here, guys. Back to you.
Nvidia is vacuuming to 115 as of right now, or towards VWAP. That's absolutely wild. Again? It's like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just sucking up all of the book.
Yeah.
The bid is getting taken out into. All right. Fabian was like, "Do that one more time." I feel.
Never done that again.
Oh boy. I feel like
you're in trouble.
It's going to be another oh boy moment. Yeah, get ready for the meme. I mean, I'm cool with that.
We're down with
a little bit of
a
vacuum
get some content
moment
in there, baby.
Okay, and we are still. I mean, we got down a little bit lower. We didn't get to 19 halves just yet. 19.550s and some change below that is where we got to last time here. But Like I said, this thing sometimes Intel moves like molasses and Nvidia does not. And when Nvidia starts to get moving, again, it is the chip leader.
It did come right into VWAP there.
It came right into VWAP and took a little bit of a bounce. So there's something I'm trying to get better at as well, Sean. It's like if I've seen sellers at a price or if I've seen buyers at a price, just posting there before the action kind of gets there to get involved for the next time. If I do feel confident in those sellers, then I can kind of
like Lego?
Do I like Lego?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Lego. I grew up building Legos.
Check this
Whoa.
Look at this.
P1 cleaner than your church shoes?
Look at that.
Oh boy.
I have no idea what that means. This is all Lego right here. My wife right here at Sherway right now. Check this out. What a car right there. I don't know if this is all 100% Lego or what. Like, look at those wheels. McLaren right there. Yeah, Technic. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Logo Technic.
Okay.
Good job, Rob, there. I know there's mini
That's
ones of
really
these,
cool.
but look how cool that is. Thanks, love, for sending that through. That's a great one there. Looking sharp, man.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a McLaren P1, but that's a line from like a Weekend song.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I know
P1
you love
cleaner,
the Weeknd.
yeah.
What do you think about that, the new one? I just...
Get some new songs. I like them. I haven't heard all of
as
them.
my
but
DJ, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Weeknd a lot. Yeah.
I like the Weeknd too. I mean, I like spending the weekend as well.
Oh, boy.
But right there, yeah, cool car. So shout out to Lego. Lego, a private company, Swiss, I believe. Okay, so going upside here goes the futures. We'll take advantage of that right now, bouncing again off of O's. We got stopped out, but I don't think we should have, but we did get stopped out there. So back in basically at the same price that we got stopped out right there. So take advantage of that. Just tired of getting run, but one last chance. Like, if this is going to go great, we're now hearing that news about Microsoft having a look inside. We'll have a look at Microsoft and figure out what's going on with that stock. 383. This was the one. Again, like some of these names trying to hold out. There's the move. Adara brought that to us she brought it to us a couple minutes ago. It looks like it was about 10 or so. Huge move down, right back up, and now trying to figure it out. So Microsoft right now still up 6.66, up 2/3 of a percentage point. And yeah. Like, how frustrated would have that been to be trading Microsoft? Because, oh boy, I'm glad I wasn't Obi. Because, like, if I was long Microsoft, I would have used this 381 right there as my stop, 381.50. We went all the way down to 380.50 and then all the way back up. But this is not a market-related move. This is news, individual stock-based movement right there. So pretty good, man, up to there. So nice move there. I did want to look at, Again, we've called this Starbucks short. We haven't done much about it, but now it is officially there. Spin it. There's been some traders that have messaged me about this trade, and I just want to say congratulations on it. We had talked about Starbucks for a minute, and it was this bar-coded. There was some support up there. It wasn't really dropping with the rest of the market, but there's the pullback in for Starbucks. Just kind of lucky on that. We had just really looked at it and said how far away from the 50-period moving average it was. And we had done work, and it really hadn't gotten to that level, despite that move right there by them getting Brian Nickel, stealing him from Chipotle. It did still even pull back after that, and then even made that new low. So right into there, we do come back. Look at that short all the way back in now, Obi, breaking through $100. I like the stock. Adair did that great piece about stocks that were up on the year. Starbucks was leading the NASDAQ. This was a couple days ago, so probably not anymore, but definitely not anymore, I would say, as we've just dropped down another 10% there on Starbucks. So a nice little retracement play. That's about 20%, right? 116 down to 98, so a nice move there in just a week and a half. Starbucks giving it all back, and now going on the year. No, we're still, so it's luck. So I see why. That's kind of cherry picking. Adair just did the math. It's nothing to do with that. But we were already at those lows. So Starbucks has to go all the way back down into $90 before turning red on the year, but they had that nice boon right there. So nice move back there to the upside as we go. Okay, here we go, Obi. Now we can start to do some of this. Money. After all of this, we're going to be flat. Like, if we exited this trade right now, we'd be flat on the Qs, which is kind of embarrassing. We have, we traded 7,000 shares of the Qs today. And it's been an aggressive one. So up and down and around right now for the TQQs. But there it goes, 61.40, 61.50, trying to get back up to the upside. We'll do our best, man, to see if we can get this back to Greensville. We're very close. If we exited it all right now, we'd be percentage about like, I don't know how to tell you how close we'd be, but we'd be very close to being green. So let's see if we can get that going right now. I like Walmart, I like Starbucks, I like Costco, but the pullback is real on all of those names. I think you got to wait.
I think it's interesting. Oh boy, yeah. I mean,
Wonder I have no hair.
I think so. I'm getting there as well, Sean. I'm
Shut up, Obi.
I'm almost there. You know, a lot of people ask me, they're like, "Oh, why the man bun? Is it the early 2020s or something like that?" And I'm like, "Hey, listen, this is a great tool to hide that bald spot at the back."
You're just lying. I mean, you're looking great there, Obi.
Pro tip:
organic maple
pro
syrup.
hair tips. Sorry.
Tomorrow I might come in with a man bun. We'll see how that looks. But what is this here? Erie Pages, organic
what's
maple
happening?
syrup.
Okay. What's?
No, what are you guys doing?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Great. No, exactly. Or you're dead. Okay, so yeah, you're welcome, Dewey, for the liquidity there on the TQs. Someone in there said right here, organic maple syrup. Yeah, thoughts on it? Yeah, bang. Oh, on toast? Yeah, why not? The thing about maple syrup, what you really want to do is you get it in the winter when you get the snow, and then you pour it. It's got to be hot. You pour it on the snow. You get like a popsicle stick. We've showed this before.
Maple syrup?
Yeah.
What are they? What's it called? Like ice?
It's like an icicle, like maple syrup.
yeah.
You just you get it. So put it there on the snow.
Classic.
It's in the snow. You dribble the maple syrup on it. Get the snow on there, and then you have out.
We used to do that a lot in elementary school.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Apparently in Manitoba as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean everywhere.
It's a Canadian
Neil's
thing, very much a Canadian
in-laws.
Yes.
They don't have a maple syrup farm per se, but they do their own. I thought in the first, I was like, yo, make sure you bring me some, but it's just a family. They're not. It's not like for resale or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was like a farm, but
It's like
Neil
their
loves
own, and they just
Yeah, you tap a couple trees.
Cool.
I thought he said there's 30 or 40 trees maybe they have tapped. I don't know if you've ever been to a maple syrup farm. It's pretty cool.
I think once.
Tracks everywhere to have it run down. Yeah.
It's like once again. In elementary school, we went on a field trip to like this this maple tree farm, and something like that.
Where did you go to school, Markham or?
In Markham, I went. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In Markham, and then also a little bit in Toronto.
That was a good memory.
Well, so.
Who's hitting that for Markham over there? Ramin or you? Joe. Who hit that?
Mark Ham.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Markham? You been there lately? No, nothing. Everything's great with Markham. Great place.
It was nice. What is not nice is this
slush
puppy
puppies.
Slush puppies. Slush
Yeah,
puppies.
yeah.
Don't you get slush puppies at?
Maybe that's like a Slurpee.
Yeah, it's like a Slurpee, right? At the convenience store. Yeah. That's
yeah.
what I'm thinking about.
We don't do that no more. Too much sugar, my friend.
Yeah.
I used to take the kids there too. It's like we don't even now Marissa just bans that. Like Randy drinks his coffee. Like I asked him if he was done. I don't think he.
Did you roll it up?
Yeah, I'm still like halfway on this.
Okay.
Thing. I don't know. I want to roll this up to see if we get some roll up to
Roll up.
It's one of our segments. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so just quickly here, TQs. So we're long. Look, man, it's 30 handles in the money. I hope no one did inverse Sean on this one because we did a nice trade, man. Up there into. I'm still waiting for 50s. We did get a 48 there. We're waiting. I do have an offer. Actually, I do not. That was my last offer. I'm going to put one at like 55. See if we can get out of a little bit bigger of a piece here as the market's just a little tipsy-turvy. We are going to get stopped out if it takes down that level one more time into there. 50. Oh, no. I put down 59.94. Whoops. It is 60.94 is where we want to get stopped out at. Wow. See, if that would have ran down, my stop wouldn't have triggered because I had the wrong price. So I am glad we did that. Yo, what's up, Jesus? What is Jesus saying here in the chat? Jesus Cabrera over here. What's up with the shrinking buildings in Canada?
What? Like,
well, we have the CN Tower.
ING is the
CN Tower is bigger than any building in the good old United States. Taller than Sears Tower. Yeah, the prices are kind of going up right now in the city. What, you mean real estate prices?
You get the Sears Tower in Chicago, I think? Or
Not taller than the CN Tower.
No, not taller, right? Yeah.
I know the Empire State Building for sure isn't But again, the CN Tower kind of cheats because we have that peak.
Yes.
You can only go up. So there's 2 levels. I don't know if you've ever been to.
Oh, yeah, the Skywalk?
Oh, yeah. We didn't talk about this with you, did we?
No.
You going to do the Skywalk? Would you do the Skywalk?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? I mean, there's lots of reasons.
You got harnesses, you got a net, you know.
Oh, yeah, I think it's pretty safe. I don't know if
like-
my heart, I mean, I can barely stand these trades, but.
I mean, I'm trying to perform in high stress environments.
Yeah, that's
over
true.
here. So it's just
I'm
like
gonna call it up again.
a little bit of exposure to that in real life as well. Kind of, you know.
Yeah, it is
be like-
a hard situation.
Yeah, it's like
there.
boom,
This
boom,
is
boom,
what
boom,
the
boom.
Skywalk looks like here for those
Yes.
of you that were somewhat interested in it. You know, you can hang, this is Obi right here, actually. You can hang off the CN Tower right here.
Oh, boy.
I'll click, there it is. There's a pretty decent, oh, no. I clicked on the ad. Okay, is this going to be,
is it gonna-
loading
oh,
ad?
loading
Okay, forget
ad.
about it. I don't
Okay.
forget about
Oh,
my
that's
ping.
a horse.
Anyway, this is what it looks like. Like, come on. That is like, would you guys do that in the chat?
Because think about it realistically. Say your legs slip off and you fall over.
Yeah.
You'll have a heart attack, maybe, but you're still in place, right?
Yeah.
Be fine. Be fine.
Yeah.
Have you
doing
been
this? You doing this?
360?
Look how lovely Toronto is, by the way.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
The restaurant's nice. I really like the restaurant.
Yep,
with like
yep.
with the moving floor, especially if you go there around sunset. Absolutely beautiful. Kind of get there around sunset, and by the time the sun sets, you have the city lights.
This is
It's
what
all
I'm
dark
liking with
and
the CN
everything.
Tower these days.
Yes.
Like, it's when it lights up like this. So there's the restaurant that Obi's talked. Oh, come on, futures.
Come on,
Now we're
futures.
down. What the heck? That's not on fire. Oh yeah. We did have not on fire. There was fireworks coming from there, but they lighted up different colors based on like Raptors winning or Leafs or any kind of an event and a sort of a day or anything like that. So there it is. I mean, look at this. It's a pretty good skyline right there. Here's looking at the island there. You can take Porter Airlines out of there. There's where the world famous Toronto Blue Jays play out of the Rogers Center there. So just giving people a little bit of a tour of Toronto.
You've flown Porter before, right?
I have never flown Porter.
I really like. I think so there's 2 airports in the GTA, right? There's YYZ, the Toronto International, and then there's
Mississauga.
and then there's Pearson
International, which is YYZ.
and then there's YTZ, which is the one
Bye-bye,
that
futures.
John just showed you guys, and yeah. You have to stand in line. You have to stand in line for like what, maybe 30 minutes to an hour sometimes at YYZ. YTZ has been the most smoothest experience. Yeah. Sure, they have smaller planes. A lot of those flights are direct flights as well. But the thing is, you can just pass through it very easily. Like you don't have to wait too long at customs. The check-in is really smooth. Like 10 minutes max. Max. That's every time. But the thing is, you got to pack lighter. They charge extra for any carry-ons or anything like that you have. But I think one of my flights might be Porter. I gotta check.
Good job there, Daryl. No, I don't think Porter flies to Miami.
No, I think.
Oh, they do now.
Or no, that might be New York. I think they fly.
Yeah. I think it's just mainly East Coast, but obviously Miami's there as well. But I don't know if they go that far, but maybe. I mean, it's not too far. The flight to Miami is only a couple hours.
Yeah, it's like 3-hour flight.
Yeah,
It's not too bad.
Miami. It's okay. All right. All right. Trade smarter, not harder. Make sure you do scan that QR code below to get your hands on a free eSignal account. I mean, it's completely free, depending on what entitlements you want to get. And the best part about eSignal, of course, is that you can back test. It has all of everything that you need. It's eSignal. Make sure you do scan that QR code below. We do want to thank eSignal for everything that they do for us as well. Look, we just got run again on the futures, by the way. But whatever, we had 30% left. It's not the end of the world, just more frustrating than anything else as we wait to see some more profits kind of disappear right there. But anyways, that's what's happening right now for me on the TQQs. Like, sucks to do that. How strict is y'all's airport security? Very.
No, it's still there.
I mean,
yeah.
Pearson International Airport is one of the major, it's a major airport.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know the quantity of flights that go through there, but I'm saying it would probably rival the most, like JFK. Yeah. You know, something like that, or LaGuardia. Or
The procedures are pretty standard, right?
Yeah,
Airport security,
you still have to go
like
through
I've gone through
US
so many airports. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I'm pretty sure, like
what are you trying to
especially
do?
U.S. Customs,
What a
there's a whole playbook of how they do
Yes.
their security. So it's like, yeah, they just stand SOPs.
Look, like, look what just happened here on
Yes.
the Qs. Again, completely crazy.
bit of a shake.
Yeah, Bears were supposed. You're right. There was a huge gold heist. That
Oh
happened.
yeah, they never found those guys, right? They found them? Really? I was gonna say they didn't find them for a long time. I was like, oh,
That's how
bro.
come there. What did they? Where? I don't know they found them either.
Yeah, I thought they never found them. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, man.
There was a
What happens
heist.
in Brampton stays in Brampton. I'll tell you that. Like, I grew up in Brampton, man. I never want to go back there. But shout out to everybody who lives in Brampton. I still like it. My grandmother used to live there until she had passed away, and we used to go back to Brampton a lot. And I do like it, but I hope to never be found in there again. But I do have, sometimes my daughter will play hockey there in Brampton. Sure. So, no, I like Brampton, all kidding aside.
Yeah, my sister lives in Brampton. I gotta put on an
Housing
extra
is boomed in
seatbelt
Brampton.
when I drive in.
Right, that's what I'm talking
into
about.
Peel.
It's
If
very
I'm driving
busy
into Peel
there.
region, I gotta put on an extra seatbelt. The driving is a little
Chaotic.
questionable.
And insurance is way up.
Literally,
I think there's
like-
a lot of carjackings, and not jackings, but stolen cars.
So like you drive a lot. So like when you're driving, other drivers give off like an aura, right? In terms of how they're moving and whatever. There are certain parts of the city where you can just feel the aura change of how drivers are kind of moving around. Be a lot of wonkiness within the lane. Nobody's kind of, there's a disrespect of the lines happening.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh boy.
That's my number one
bit of volatility.
pet peeve
Yeah.
about Uber drivers. Not just Uber drivers, but drivers in general, where everyone's waiting in line, but they just go right to the end and just sneak in,
Boom, yeah.
and it just creates. But now Toronto police is all over that. Like major intersections, they're kind of like
Don't do
holding.
that?
Yeah, they're trying to like watch out for that. Like we went to Elimination Chamber, the wrestling, and man, that was like a disaster to get out of the Rogers Center that night. Like it was, the traffic was just, and everybody was like going opposite ways on streets. And I mean, you guys know, anybody that's part of like any major,
You ever drove in New York? That's wild.
not driven there, but been there. And I like being in a cab there because they're those guys.
They're those guys.
They know where to go. And
Like,
I don't mind it if I'm part of that. I just hate being a driver experiencing that.
I'm like, I was driving. It was one of my first times driving into downtown New York. I forget which bridge it was we were crossing, and like everyone's pulling up to the lanes, and all I see this cab driver cut me off. Everyone's going slow.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get to the gate as fast as he can. I was like, oh boy, all right, somebody's in a rush to get places. It was wild. Like I was like, this close.
Yeah.
This close. I mean, maybe it goes to show like they definitely have been putting the reps in for the driving, and if they're able to comfortably go at those speeds, keeping margin of error and risk that tight. I mean, it's a skill. It's a skill.
Queensbridge. All right. Was it Brooklyn in the building? That building that shrinks when you drive towards it.
Which one?
I don't know. I'm not, you know about this, Ramin? This is the same guy that
Marcus.
said, yeah, that house that's basically nothing house.
Oh,
I don't even know where that is.
We have like a replica of that building. I'm forgetting what it's called there, but we have one in Toronto.
Oh, no. We had the flat iron.
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about? The
That's not what we're talking about.
Okay,
but that is maybe what he's
imbalance.
what he's doing. All right, imbalances. You just got your little alert there, so the imbalances are ready to come out momentarily.
8 minutes.
So we'll wait to see what happens with these imbalances. We're hearing tariff news in our ear. Look, at the end of the day, I'm an idiot because we talk about being short. We showed you yesterday that the market was short yesterday. The market's short today. I fought the long, and the long won, and that's not a good feeling. So Robinhood's at 38.50. Wow, Robinhood getting killed a bit again, I guess. How high? Yeah, okay. So I thought Robinhood was near 40. So there it is. Thank you for that shout out right there. Tesla's also dumping. What's up, Sebastian? Sebastian's a real one as well. Always in the chat. We want to say thank you to Sebastian. Okay, so yeah. Look, it's 342 right now. I'll go over some names. Like I told you, I'm a little bit like, I would say, like I'm frustrated, but I'm not like disappointed or like upset really at anything. It's just, it does suck to have some of this back and forth here today, especially with some of these names. So we'll just continue to look here. We've lost about a day and a half worth right now. So we were up almost 2 days earlier, 2 tires. And now we're down a tire and a half, and that sucks, right? So, by the way, tires are on. You got the Pirellis. The wife's pretty happy, although it took a little bit longer than expected today. So they went to the mall late. So might save some money doing that too. All right. So Tesla down here, down 7, now up 7%, but heading to the downside now as well into the close. For some of you that are looking at these imbalances, let's just have a quick little look there to see what's going on. So these are all New York names. We do not get the NASDAQ imbalances until 350, at which time you will see some excitement, some fire in the booth when those come out, man. We will see some actionable trades for sure happening on the futures when the NASDAQ hits. Tonight, we have UiPath is coming with earnings as well. So that should hit later on tonight in just a matter of moments. We do have tonight's earnings reports out. Or looking forward to them anyways. We do have Adobe. We could talk about that in a minute as well. UiPath and Sentinel-1, it looks like, is the next biggest one that I have, which is symbol S, which has been getting crushed as well. We can have a quick little look here to see what Adobe is doing. So let me just have a quick look at that ADBE on New York, on NASDAQ. I know this has been getting hit. This was one of those plays, again, that we had a little bit of worrisome. You switch symbols and it just takes a minute to load. I just saw our guy over there, the tech guy. I was going to tell him. Okay, so actually Adobe's not as bad as I thought right there. It does have this whoosh down, but now we're kind of holding near the 50-period moving average. The implied move is 20% for this. So we'll wait to see what winds up happening with Adobe later on here today. So we'll get that and we'll figure it out. But Adobe with a nice move back in here today. Implied move 20%. We'll see where it goes. That's going to be a good move. About 438. We'll see that report. Join Adara and I after hours for that. Oh, here it is. What's up, Marty?
Yeah, Marty, we got a super chat.
20 bucks, man. Yeah, down a few tires yourself today. So, yeah, a little bit of money coming out of the wheelbarrow, not in. Right there today. All right, Obi, I'm just going to make sure that I have my keys set up all here properly and ready to go. So, yeah, thanks for a great show. Hey, you're welcome, man. It's just been a little frustrating there at the end of the day. QBTS earnings tomorrow, raised guidance. Yeah, I mean, we saw them halted earlier, didn't we? QBTS. So, an interesting name there as well for anybody looking at it. Thanks, Ali, for that. I didn't realize they're reporting tomorrow morning, but they are. So, good little look there as well. All right. Anything you want to talk about here?
Did you mention okay, so we got another super chat here from Ali saying QBTS earnings tomorrow, raise guidance with supremacy. Yeah, so QBTS been moving around a little bit here on the day. I don't have, I gotta set up some of my charts on this computer a little bit better, but back at my desk, I do have a basket of all the quantums. I have a basket of all the chips. I have a basket of the nuclear reactors as well. And yes, if anybody says, oh, QBTS or Rigetti or something like that, I just click on that tab and I have pretty much 8 tickers opened up, being like, all right, what is that theme or that sector kind of doing right now? But I don't really have that right now, and I don't think I'm going to set it up 3 minutes before imbalances here. But yeah.
I feel like we're starting some new trends over here.
What's the trend?
No, I just laugh if you guys saw me laughing a little bit there. What's up, SF Day Trader? I'm not down a tire today, but I'm only up an air freshener. So I feel like we're creating a little something new here today when we're dealing with how to reference our nets.
Yes.
Again, I don't think I'll ever get Neil to do any of that, but that was a lot of fun there today. Down a couple tires, down a couple air fresheners, down a couple cups of coffee today. More than a couple cups of coffee. Yeah. A tire is like 100 coffees.
Yeah, tire might be 100 coffees.
Yeah, I paid about $3.50 a tire out the door, so I think that was pretty good.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
For Pirellis? 20-inch Pirellis? Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, man.
That's solid, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty good there. A couple phone calls back and forth.
Yeah.
I even had the dealership. This is on the Atlas. So I actually had, which is an R line. It's all blacked out. A little bit of Rick Ross action happening.
Nice.
Yeah, I even phoned the dealership, and they're like, "Oh, we'll match." I was like, "Too late." If you deal with the dealerships, I don't know.
It's a little fugazi.
Someone's got to pay for the nice dealership.
Yeah.
So I just went to a local guy, support that, and that was the other thing. I'd rather do it from the local tire guys, especially with today's market, and trying to do our best. Okay, with only 2 minutes to go, like these futures, it's been kind of a nightmare situation for trying to scalp something there, just because some of the levels have been breaking there. So we will live definitely to see another day, and we'll be back tomorrow with some new ideas. But yeah, like I said, man, adding all this liquidity today on the TQQs, I'm fine telling you. More, nearly 7,000 shares on that, just up and down, and that's just including this all. So some of these fills, obviously not every fill is 1,000 shares. You can see how many fills that we do have on that one. So the other one was UiPath. So people are asking us for a couple predictions here on UiPath. Let's have a quick look at the chart. It's very hard to make a prediction on a stock because look, see what I'm saying? I know it's a New York name, switch. All right. We don't know. We don't have that crystal ball that's going to tell us what's going to be happening right now in this name. But we've seen other names like GitLab and some of these sort of tech, AI, coding type names. This was a Cathie Wood favorite. I believe ARK is still invested in this name. But you're right near bottoms again. And if you break below, like I can't say that we're excited for this trade tonight for UiPath. Their expected revenues, their expected EPS is plus 19 cents. So we'll see if they can get a plus number there, UiPath coming through tonight. Is that right? I'm just reading what Adara's numbers were. Yeah, plus 19 cents. Yeah, so a nice move there for UiPath coming through one more time. So
20 seconds. Less than 20 seconds. Yeah.
No. That's their EPS. So for UiPath,
I'm saying 20 seconds for...
Oh, imbalance is less than 10 seconds right now.
Yeah.
You have it loaded up. Let me get it loaded up.
Yeah,
right
I got them loaded up.
Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go.
Let's see.
Let's watch and see what happens with Nvidia. We had to sell. Oh, yesterday we had that sell with Nvidia, right? And it kept going. Do we short it now again? We talked about this yesterday. Obi, what do we want to do with this? I'm going to put a short on right now. Small. Oops, I'm still on UiPath.
Yeah.
Smaller piece though. Smaller piece. Nvidia's short. We did take it right there yesterday. We saw the short. Get juiced up. It grew into the imbalance. We'll see what happens right now. It's a small one. It's 282 million shares. Yesterday, I think this number was more near 14 or 15. So, a little lighter than we were yesterday. Tesla also with the sell. That one's losing its face a little bit there. Whoa. See, this is the thing. Wow. All right. So let's put this over here just so you guys can see this. Like, if you didn't know about imbalances coming out, look, we just went from 248 to 246. Like, that ruins your whole day.
Oh, God.
Right there, for me anyways, on that kind of a trade. That sucks to see that. But, oh, boy, Obi.
Let's
go. Da-da-da-da.
Damn.
Is the next thing.
Okay.
Yeah, don't just continue the da-da-da-das. But there it is right now. Nice move to the downside as we go. But so we just take it out there at VWAP. We take a little bit piece there on Nvidia into that short. And again, you talked about this yesterday, man. It's patterns, right? We had seen this happen before. So again, not one pattern is going to tell you what's going to happen, but at least you can play off of it. So we'll see if something happens right now. We just took right there 25 cents. So I'm going to give a stop on this name. Same way, 115.51. If this runs 25 cents on us, then we'll get out of that full load. So we'll see what happens here. It did grow at 355 yesterday to the short side. We'll see if Nvidia gives us the juice. I'm bidding 06s to get out of another piece. Let's see how low can we go on Nvidia. What's up there?
Just be aware here, Starbucks is an interesting note because it was talked about earlier today as well. Just seeing this note, apparently they're redesigning their stores to encourage customers to stay longer, which includes adding more seating and power outlets. They think this is going to be an attempt to boost sales. We know that CEO Brian Niccol, formerly of Chipotle, has said that he wants to bring people back to Starbucks, and this has been part of his plan all along. Last Thursday, we had reports that after layoffs, he really wants the company to step it up, specifically hire members of the company. So just keep an eye here on SPUX with that in mind. More, talk on these progressions that Brian Niccol wants the company to make. Back to you.
Family has not stopped going to Starbucks, so so there's that happening right there. I like Starbucks. I mean, if you understand that you're going in there to spend a dime, then that's what's going to happen. Then you're fine with it. I like it. I mean, I think they have a decent points program, but not that really matters. You're spending a lot of money anyways at that point. That's where we use all those points to get like fancy drinks. Like the kids get like those little add-ins and everything in there. I don't even know what they are.
I think that's a pretty solid way to kind of do it. Just provide a little bit more value, a little bit more seating space, and people will stick around. And like if you're working at a cafe, and you're putting some time in for a couple hours, yeah, I mean, sometimes
free refills too.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes when I go to like a place, there's a lack of room. They're all full, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
I don't like
all
when
right,
people
well,
are just sitting there all day on their laptops, but I do understand that's what it started
Yeah.
from. That's a coffee shop.
yeah, it's a coffee.
So I think getting back to the basics there for Starbucks is a good idea. All right, see, we got our 06 there, and now it goes running to the top, so we'll wind up losing. Unfortunately, we still have like 70%, if not more of that. Like, see what I'm saying? Like, Nvidia is not even doing anything, and it just runs the top there. This is not what happened yesterday, so I'm guessing maybe it will flip. Like, I'm always wondering if there's an early look on some of these plays, but we didn't take anything. We took a 1-unit small little play there to see if Nvidia would work. My next bid was at 114.50. Like, I was hoping that it would really come in there. Tesla, on the other hand, does make that move. Go like this. Tesla does make, what did I just do? Tesla does make that move back up, is again trying to cover up some of that play there. So yeah, Tesla trying to work out for the long as well. I do want to watch Nvidia though, because with only 30 seconds left, if this does, I'm okay to go short again. If this does hold, maybe we do get that move back in there into the close. So let's wait to see what does happen now with Nvidia. Willing to punch short again on this name. I feel like we're just adding liquidity at certain points, but here we go, 20 seconds left. All right, there, look at that rip.
Oh, boy.
There, it's gone already. So there it goes. It flips over to a buy. Boom. There goes Nvidia.
That's different from
right there at
yesterday.
the end of the day. Boom. Nice move to the upside there for Nvidia, switching over to a buy. So maybe it's a buy the rest of the way. Like, I'm just saying maybe because I really don't know. So we'll wait to see here what happens with that rest of the move. Okay, there it is. So now the official is 355. The flip is real. There it goes, man. The flippening.
Flip game
just
strong.
happened right there to the upside. The flip game is strong on that one as we go higher. Not the flippening there coming through. Lumen, we did see them. They were that... Lumen is the rocket there. What is that called? Yeah, Lumen Technologies there.
Yep.
All right, Nvidia, AAPL. Anything else happening there? Apple, Intel. No. Oh, you just got out of Intel.
Yeah,
okay.
it kind of came right back into that, and I saw the flip on Nvidia, and I'm like, all right, well, you know, that's good enough for me. I kind of covered the majority of it. Like you can see here, it's a little choppy here. I might want to, that candle's getting in the way here, but we can kind of go back here. But a lot of it right here, I covered in and around here. We can kind of make the screen a little bit bigger. That doesn't really help because of all the wicks that we have. But yeah, a lot of it kind of covered it in the 60s, the 50s right here. As it just consolidated, kind of bled out sideways and got some covers below in the 50s as well. But if we're gonna rip right back up to 116s on Nvidia, and if Intel's gonna wipe right back up to its VWAP, I'm like, all right, cool. That's I think that's enough for me today. I guess I'm down a quarter tire maybe on the day today. So you know, maybe not the best day, but I think I managed the risk pretty okay there. Certain trades, again, I got to go over some of these. We were talking about this, man. Like some of these, like were just snipe entries, and sure, I never got it on my first try. But when the moment did come in, I did well to get right back in a couple of times. So I think that is what I want to focus on going forward from today. That's kind of the silver lining from today here. I want to take that low out here, 20.5 there. That should get rid of that. And now we can see the action a little bit better here. So perfect right here. So this is what I was talking about. A little bit of action here. I tried to get short in and around here on the initial break. It kind of consolidates. It stops me out. I double tap in again because I'm like, oh boy, it's holding. Stops me out again. I'm like, third time's a charm. I'm only trying one more time, and I actually did well to get in because here I sized not as heavily. Here I sized a little bit more, and then when this happened, this was a double tap. When this happened, I got back into everything that I had from the initial, and I think. Again, I have to continue that, being like, all right, I'm in less here. I'm in a little bit more here. I still like that this is looking like there's sellers underneath VWAP. And when I actually see this piece, I should be getting in a little bit more here. Maybe not a little bit, maybe a lot of bit more. But that's something I gotta work on. And a similar thing kind of happens here. I kind of add a little bit aggressively, not the best decision, on the day, but I did cover some into the flush. When it pops in above VWAP and then I get stopped out, I'm like, all right, well, cool. Got stopped out on the original. I was a little oversized due to this entry, brought my average down to 65s when my original average was, I think, 70, 71, 72s. Yeah, 72s and some change maybe. And then I punched right back in with a little bit more than I had initially. So I kind of covered that in pieces as we went into the close and into the imbalances. You can see the action that we had on the imbalances. Technically, higher lows building into VWAP with a bit of a flat top here, 2070s is what I am seeing as how Intel closed on the day. So interesting stuff. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I have no idea, but tomorrow I won't be trading. That is kind of a little unfortunate, but I won't be trading here. But I'm curious to know what Intel does with some of these levels, or do we continue to see sellers in and around VWAP back to back on Intel? Not always the cleanest, but definitely sometimes coming in very nicely and respecting some of those levels. This is the thing about indicators, man. We talk about indicators, using indicators. It's just like, all right, you can use your VWAP, use a moving average, use a trend line, use whatever. But what matters is the price action and the ticker kind of respecting that indicator. If it is, then maybe that's a little bit more confluence for the trade, and that's all it is. So, or that's how I see it as of right now in my trading journey. Subject to change, I have no idea. But yeah, not really watching anything else. Imbalances, nothing too crazy on the NASDAQ here. We got Micron now at the top, but just about 10 seconds left. Oh boy, Sean. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Countdown going for us right now. Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
Okay, we hit the countdown right there. I went over there to fix the screen. 4, 3, 2, 1. We are now closed. This is brought to you by Foremost Clean Energy, man. Make sure you go check it out, exploring Athabasca's world-leading basin. So we'll go find that. There it is right there with Denison Mines, of course, fueling the nuclear revolution. It is Foremost, FMST. We want to thank them for sponsoring the closing bell. Okay, Obi, make sure that you do have, obviously you will, fantastic time. So thank you so much for a great couple of days.
Thank you as well.
And yeah, good trading on Intel, obviously. And thank you, everybody from the chat. I'll let you say goodbye, but here we go. Pound it out. Good job today. Good job in the last couple of weeks, or last couple of days. Thank you for joining. And yeah, have a safe trip.
Thank you.
And I hope it's a successful one for you. And we look forward to some stories next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm out of here. We'll see everybody.
Thank you very much, Sean. Thank you for that. Again, a crazy day. You guys saw the salad bowl at the beginning of the day. I only got a couple more grapes left here. But yeah, red and green was the salad bowl in the morning. And guess what? Look at these futures. A little bit of, it gave you opportunities on the red. It gave you opportunities on the green. A little bit of a chip chop, maybe some price compression happening here because we got like lower highs and then higher lows as well, both on the Nasdaq and the ES. And let's go back to this fix. So now it's like, okay, we've broken this. Does this mean anything? I'm looking for that follow through, right? If it's going to follow through, we went up to 29s again. VIX volatility. Again, I forget who said this, but the highest probability reversions are not necessarily on price, but in volatility. Volatility tends to revert a lot more than revert to the mean a lot more than does price. But yeah, let's see if we can get that reversion of the VIX back down. This is a 3-hour chart back down to here, but it does seem like it's been winding up. We did crack some prior levels there, but 29.57 as of right now is that high, and we pulled back quite significantly. Trading, or it's at 24 as of right now. I don't know if you can trade this one, but you can trade some of the related products, volatility products like the UVIXI or the VXX. There's a few different ones there as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys have had a great time today, and hopefully you learned a thing or two, because I definitely did. I'm always trying to learn from these markets, and these markets always providing us with beautiful lessons and some beautiful price action as well. But without any further ado, stick around, because we got the market recap, got some earnings names coming up with Sean and Adara. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.
Bobby, thank you so much for that throw. Hey, Adara, how's it going?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, not too bad, thank you. Thank you for asking. No, but yeah, I think Obi's right there about the VIX, right? I think that's something you got to watch out for, the volatility. I mean, today was just a wild day, man. Very choppy, I found, especially in the afternoon. You can see the Qs right here. We finished the day up 1%, which is pretty nice. We did have that weaker than expected, or softer than expected, I guess, CPI print, whether or not it's weak or not. But yeah, downside moving all day, pretty much off that number right there early. Where's the number? Right here. So, you know, the number comes up and then we just got crushed early, all the way back down. Then some better tariff talk as we get all the way back up to the upside. What a V, like you're almost not going to see, like this is how wild this market is. Look, V-shape there yesterday, V-shape there. When did that start yesterday? 1:30. When did it start today? 11 o'clock. So like complete reversal yesterday, closing near, not the lows, but a big move down yesterday. Look at sort of rinse and repeating there. Nice number on CPI. So I don't even know if tomorrow's PPI even matters, to be honest with you. Nice move up. Hits there 480 all the way back down. V-shaped recovery. Downside again, another V back in there again as we get right back in there. Still holding up that 1%. We like that one for sure. We want to give a big shout out to Obi. Have a safe trip. We already did that live on the show again today. Oh, wow, good day there. Someone's up 30% today. Good job on that one. You see the NASDAQ leading the way today, up 1.5%. Now, we do have, I don't have it in my ear, but Adair is going to give us with Sentinel-1. We do have Adobe coming through as well very, very soon. And the other name that we're looking at, AEO, American Eagle Outfitters coming there, and that's it. So basically 4 big names that we will look for. That's the NASDAQ today. What did the SPY go out at? A little weaker than expected. We did have... did the banks end up red? No. XLF up 0.15. But again, weakness hitting a little bit in the SPY. As we see energy today down. Where's energy? XLU. Okay, so again, utilities downside today, China down today, real estate down, uranium up a little bit. Oh, okay, XLE up 0.46. So again, SPY a little bit weaker. The name that I recently bought was JP Morgan in and around here. Nice update. We thought we were doing pretty good when we bought on them close yesterday, right? So 229 right there for JP Morgan. Nice downside. They actually go out near the low of the day. JP Morgan's a little bit of a scary situation because you're at the 200 period and it looks like it wants to get weaker. With all these regulations coming through, we just heard midday Adair actually. You brought the story there with Microsoft. And that made a move down right there into 380 and recovered completely all the way back up. Just adding to some of the frustrations for me anyways today. A lot of choppy
Adobe
action.
earnings.
Okay, so Adobe is now out. ADBE right there. We'll go, whoa, that's a nice move. Let's go over to a 1-minute chart so we can see it just a little bit better. Nice move upside. Okay, so someone whacked it up to 455 on that, Adara, but that must have been a fat finger because right now we're printing right down here, 437. Adara will parse through the number. Whoa.
Yeah, I can give you the numbers here.
Okay, nice. Yeah, okay, we'll get the numbers in just a second. It's a nice, whoa, what am I doing? It's a nice move down there for, okay, Adobe's still going, 425. Going lower, Adara, what do those numbers look like?
Yeah, so it looks like a revenue beat. Now, I always like to say looks like because sometimes the estimates we get aren't going to be the same ones the market runs with. Either way, they reported revenue of $5.71 billion. Apparently, this is record revenue for Q1. It's also 10% year-over-year growth, and it's above the estimates I'm seeing of $5.65 billion. EPS here, on a non-GAAP basis, $5.08. That would be above estimates here of $4.97. Though on a GAAP basis, it was $4.14. So yeah, I just got these official numbers here, and it looks like it was exactly the numbers we said. So they did beat on both earnings and sales, as I mentioned. And again, nice increase there year over year for their record Q1 sales. Apparently, their digital media segment revenue grew by 11% on a year-over-year basis for fiscal 2025. Digital experience revenue growing 10% for fiscal 2025. So it looks like a good look for the year and quarter, Sean.
That's the problem. So then why fail? I just hit the fail button. All right.
It might be, I don't see the guide yet.
Fail working.
But
yeah, no, I think it must be the guides. That's why I was going to slap that on there because right now you see Adobe, which actually had a decent day today, now down 2%. 440, we go out at 440, we're down to 420 right now. We'll wait for the guide. Again, EPS beat of 508 versus 497. Sales beat in record at 571.40 versus 565.70. So nice move to the downside there for Adobe. On what are good numbers, we'll wait to get the guide forward. I don't know if they're going to give a full year next quarter guide. We'll get that in just a little bit of time. But
I'm seeing
there it is
that,
right there
actually.
into 420. Puff, puff, pass. There's that magical number one more time for Adobe. B, nice move to the downside now, down 3% for Adobe. All right, we will wait for AEO. Someone asked me the other day, like, hey man, did you ever look at Abercrombie and Fitch? No, I did not look at ANF.
We have AEO.
Okay, so here's AEO. Let's have a quick look on. Okay, yeah, so we do have American Eagle. Looks like pretty choppy. It's only $11 name right now. Makes its way up to 12. Couple fat fingers today, man. It looks like someone hit this up to 1260 and down to 1108. Very choppy movement here in AEO. EIEIO. It's downside right here for American Eagle Outfitters. My family's at the mall right now, and I like that store. It looks pretty good there. Ari, isn't it Ari or Ari is one of their brands as well? So down to $11 right now. What do those numbers look like, Adara?
So yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing how this compares to estimates, but either way, I think it's worth noting just the decrease is notable. I'm seeing revenue estimates of 1.61 billion. They reported revenue of 1.6 billion. So it looks like it's roughly flat with estimates, but it did actually drop 4% year over year, Sean. Apparently that includes, though, an $85 million adverse impact because they had one less selling week this quarter due to the retail calendar shift. Here, this is, I think, the bigger issue here.
Just getting killed right now.
3% comparable sales increase versus 8% comparable sales increase last year. So much smaller comparable sales increase on a year over year basis here. What else? Yeah, Aerie comparable sales, though, up about 6% year over year. But again, that's a lot lower than what we had last year. So interesting look here. Both, I guess these numbers kind of slumping compared to the previous year. And I think that revenue decline is also not a great look.
Yeah, I mean, same way. I just heard, like, I got the wife a gift card for Ari or for American Eagle. She has some things that she likes there. There's a really Aerie. There's some real hot, like, leopard prints and all that kind of stuff there, apparently. So anyways, downside to 1050 right there as we go. Maybe a little too much information. 1050 downside there. As you can see, yeah, really bad movement. I mean, we were just at, like, last summer, man, $26 down to $11 right now. AEO downside. What's Adobe doing? This may be the one that's a little bit more important. And again, AI kind of eating lunch here, I think, a little bit for these guys. But again, record sales, so that's fine. But I do know that there's many different softwares out there now that can do some of this stuff. But again, you want to be able to trust it. I don't know what's real anymore between an AI picture. Like, we had that hot car from Jaguar that Sharif was showing. To me, it looked completely fake.
Sentinel.
I have no idea what to believe anymore. But, whoa.
Sentinel 1.
All right, see ya. Downside there for Sentinel 1 as this coming back in. Again, what's the short float on this name? 5% right here. So security software, we talked about bad movements in CrowdStrike as of late, bad movements in PanW as of late as cybersecurity getting hit right now. Sentinel 1 downside, down to $17. Look at its friends, man. Look at PanW down into the 200 period. Look at CrowdStrike. I mean, I know they're not exactly the same, but I'm just talking about security names. Downside right there as well. So Sentinel 1, Adara, looks like it's getting killed. What does it say here for description? Yeah, here, security software that detects models and predicts threat and behavior to block attacks. Right, so there it is. So some cybersecurity name there. Sentinel 1 down to $16, getting crushed right now. Options today, man, 401%. So obviously increased on earnings day. Looks like if you're in the puts here for Sentinel 1, you're going to get a nice little recovery day maybe tomorrow. But for right now, you're getting punished right now on Sentinel 1. Do you have the numbers?
I do have the numbers. So it's interesting. I'm not really seeing anything
as well as out
yet to describe.
Whoa!
UiPath also getting crushed?
Sorry to interrupt. Look at UiPath. I mean, that is $12 down to $9.
They have numbers too.
$50 right now. People in the chat were going crazy for it. I called it up there. This is like, today's such a wild day, man. We crushed our swimming. Heart rate was completely fine. Then we come back here and we start going up and down as we watch some of these names go. We're having a lot of fun, but that's a tough look for UiPath. Do you have those numbers? I think people care much more about UiPath than Sentinel 1.
Sure. I mean, it looks like they missed on revenue, but I always like to say looks like because I don't know what I guess estimates the market's going to run with. I was seeing here estimates of 424.75 million. They reported revenue 424 million, so that would be just barely a miss. It's up 5% year over year. Their annual recurring revenue up 14% year over year. They also announced that they acquired Peak to launch vertically specialized agents within their agentic automation platform. So we can get back to Sentinel 1 because I just have more info on Sentinel 1, truthfully, than I do on AI right now. So S here, Adjusted losses of 22 cents per share below the expected 21 cent per share loss. Their revenue, though, up 29% year over year to 225.5 mil versus estimates of 222.33 mil. Annual recurring revenue up 27% year over year. Customers with annual recurring revenue over 100,000 is up 25% year over year. So lots of growth. Their guidance is not great, though. 1.007 bill to 1.012 bill for the fiscal year versus estimates of 1.03 bill. So they missed across the board there for their fiscal 2026 revenue guidance. Q1 guidance here, 228 mil versus 235.47 mil expected.
Yeah, I mean, a great great rundown there. I mean, there's lots of numbers to go through. Look at UiPath. Someone needs to be responsible for this. Honestly, is this another Chamath name or what do they call him? Scamoth or something there? Like, honestly, $73 this thing IPO'd at. It is now down to $9. Like, this is the thing. Oh, we're going to IPO a name. We're going to back it up. It's great, right? Sell, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Now breaking below $9 right now, $10 for that. I'm just joking about Chamath. I have no idea who's responsible for this, but Sentinel-1 right now getting absolutely destroyed. Look at it on a 1 minute chart. It's battling back a little bit, but there it goes all the way to the downside. One stock that I do know that Chamath was all about right now, Open Door. So let's look at how that one did. Again, well, this is a daily chart. Let me look at a weekly chart for Open Door again. There's a bunch of these names. Oh yeah, it just came out here at $26, now $1. Okay, all right, let's keep going and forget about all that. All right, let's see what Adobe's doing real quick. I still do have, this is Adobe on a weekly. This is why sometimes zooming out actually pays dividends. I wish it did, and we collect the dividends every time we zoomed out. But you could see Adobe's not in that much trouble. We do go back to some of the levels we were at in 22, though. So, you know, if you've held this whole time, yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough ride not collecting a dividend from Adobe. But on the daily chart, we've already broken below the 200-period moving average. So this stock was broken a minute ago, right? So that broke actually back at the beginning of the year in December, where we'd sort of fallen through, and it had never gotten back. This was a bad report. Their report back on December 9th. As we fall down there about 20% as well. Looks like we're getting a nice downside move for Adobe, but it's recovering nicely there in for the day. We want to call up a minute chart just to see what Adobe is doing, and then we'll talk a little bit about more of the names. So Adobe down to 420, a nice little recovery back. You just crushed the Sentinel-1 numbers. Oh boy. That's getting lower and lower. Did UiPath go to $1 yet? Just joking. $9.70 to the downside. Let's do a little bit of a quick market recap, and then we'll look. We don't have any guests joining us today, which is fine. As expected, we could have got more. We could have got guests. We said, no, we want to do this. We want to do this live. We're doing it live. Right here again. All right, so let's go to the downside now and have a quick little look. You know what's been a little disappointing for us? Netflix, nice little downside again. Expensive tickers that sold off like AppLovin and Netflix were very, very volatile today. Netflix right here. Let's go to a 5-minute chart just to have a quick look at some of this volatility. And again, look at this, man, 925 down to 900, recovering all the way back to 925 again, then dropping back in one more time into 907. That's where the 200-period moving average is on the 5-minute chart. Look how clean that was. 200 period there, 200 period there. Let's look at this tomorrow for Netflix. But Netflix getting hit on the daily. I like Netflix. I like the stock. I think it's actually held up quite well in this drop. If you were looking to get some money into something and you're not into Netflix, I do like that stock. Your AppLovin, I say yours because I know you like to trade this.
I do.
They've had a nice move down as well. They went from 550 again, a name that was, I believe, was added to the S&P or one of them NASDAQ.
Oh, no, it was in the NASDAQ. People keep thinking it's going to be added to the S&P 500. It keeps getting shafted.
But that's what it was. So it got the shaft there the other day on additions into that, but is into the NASDAQ. You could see AppLovin 515 all the way down into 230. So it takes a haircut of more than 60%, but battling back there, AppLovin today. All right, Tesla and Nvidia kind of were nice stocks today. Again, to the upside. Let's go a little bit back there on Nvidia and on Tesla. Tesla going out near the high of the day, which will take 248. Nice day for Tesla, up 8%. So that was a good one. Bang, right there. As we got some talk from Donald Trump yesterday supporting the company, talking about its American ties, and we do know that. I get the feeling that Elon is going to be stepping away from this Doge comments. I believe soon enough that could be something. Do I have a position or something? Intel's doing stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not seeing anything on it yet.
Whoa, yeah, buddy, right now. Intel, nice little upside move.
Oh, I have something. Wow, this is a shocker.
Just real quickly, the reason why I said that there, Obi's staring at my screen, and he's like, oh boy, like kind of like that. And I was like,
This is a
oh, and that's why I said, do
shocker.
I have shares in something? And I'm just like getting smoked or whatever. But all right, Adara, we're having a lot of fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what other hosts do on this show, but this is our show, Adara.
Yeah.
So me and you, we do whatever we want to do right now. We do it whatever the fans want to do, or the viewers. But at the end of the day, the real boss is sitting right over there controlling everything. So a big shout out to Ramin there today. Thank you for all the hard work that she puts in every single day. But Adara,
Intel.
$22 right now. Intel's up 10%. Hey, we survived. That's it. That's the bottom. Intel.
CEO. That's what I've been trying to say. That's what I've been trying to say.
All right, who's in?
Hey, so it's kind of shocking. It's Lip Bhutan. Lip Bhutan, in case you recognize this name.
Yeah, I did.
He was the CEO of Cadence Design. He also, interestingly enough, was involved in Intel on their board until I believe August of this year or last year. He stepped down because he had some issues with the current, I guess, how it was run. Now they're bringing him in to replace acting interim co-CEOs David Zinsner and Michelle Johnston-Holthouse. So now we have Intel Lip Bhutan as CEO. I know Obi's been trying to trade this name less. It looks like he will not have that opportunity because it keeps giving catalyst. Lip Bhutan will become the CEO of Intel effective March 18th. Quite the pedigree when it comes to semiconductors. So keep an eye on Sir Lip Bhutan.
Adara, don't stop talking. Don't stop talking. Everybody in the chat wants you to keep talking. Keep talking. Keep going. Anything else to say?
I mean, like I think too with Adobe, I can get over Adobe guidance. I was just about to put it in the chat, and then I got interrupted by Intel existing. So shout out to Intel. Yeah, so Adobe's guidance is not great. Q2 EPS guidance $4.95 to $5 versus $5 expected. Revenue guide $5.77 bill to $5.82 bill versus $5.796 bill expected. It's not bad. It's basically in line. But the issue here is their fiscal 2025 guidance, which is not great. $20.20 to $20.50 for EPS versus $20.40 expected. Then we have revenue 23.3 bill to 23.55 bill versus 23.495 bill expected. That is also more or less in line, slightly below estimates on the midpoint.
All right, great job there. Yeah, we're just chilling out here, having some fun there, Adara. I apologize if that was too much. But there's Intel right there, up to $23, getting going again. I think on a daily chart, this actually looks pretty good. Maybe we can zoom in. Zoom in, my guy, the other way. There you go. So that's that little tick where we are right now. We just took this level out, 22.75. So, oh boy, it's funny because Obi won't be here tomorrow, but this is the stock that he's been looking at. Nice move up there for Intel. I think this is really where the story is. But again, this has nothing to do, like, I don't expect there to be any more movement in Nvidia off of this because, again, Nvidia is not moving. This is not a specific story to the chip sector at all. This is an Intel-specific story, so we do get that movement right now on INTC. So there we go, nice upside move into $23. So congratulations, anybody that's been buying that dip. You know, I'm long at 1980 off the swing trade. That was basically put into question, and we were red on that as of yesterday. But there's the nice move up. Again, I think that you want to fade CEO pops. One of the most recent ones that we've had, of course, was Starbucks, where they sort of took Brian Nickel there from Chipotle. That had quite a nice bump. So that went from 77 that very next day. The cat came back. You thought it was a goner, but Starbucks came back. Went from 77 to 95. So $20 on 70, so you get about a 20% bump or so on Starbucks that day. Then it bounces around and eventually gets going on earnings. So that's the kind of movement that we can maybe expect for a new CEO. But again, this is Lip Bhutan was already on the board.
Previously.
Right, previously.
And they stepped down.
Now stepped out, now coming back in. So we'll see if there's going to be a change there. I don't know enough about anything here, about what the policies might be or what the change might be, but we do know that Intel did have good news today from TSM as they're looking at the foundry. We talked about looking at Intel's foundry again as we build back America, make America great again. Intel's part of that story. So we'll see if Taiwan Semi can get going. Just before we had talked about that, though, we are looking at some of the runners into the day. We included that with Tesla, which was up that 7, almost 8% at close, and so was Nvidia. Nvidia does make that move higher there into the close, and it's a really positive thing. I don't know what the statistics are on this, but it's really great when stocks close near or at their highs. I mean, it's just like we've had some negativity over the last couple of days, including this sell-off yesterday in Intel, right? And then we started the day with a nice move with CPI, comes back into the 50 period, but today, holding some of those highs. That's really good. A beat up name in the Mag 7, of course, Google. Again, look at this, right? Fading out at the end of the day. So a name that is just getting hit every single day, it seems like. Google tried to get back up to 175. There's the fade on that one. So it's 422 right now. Today, Broadcom, Nvidia, we talked a little bit about that. Oh, we had a bad day with iRobot. I actually didn't look at that. Oh, wow. Another absolutely crushed name. This was a name that we were looking at early. Look at that shelf break of $6. Would have been hard to get that because you would have had to be in that pre-earnings. But, oh, actually, yes, pre-earnings. Yeah, so the earnings came in the pre-market. So that was a nice move down there earlier on today. Again, to be in it, to get those earnings, breaking through $6, what like a windfall you would have had there if you had just sort of zoomed out and noticed that this level was actually 580. So let's just look to see what happened there. So here come the earnings report. Looks like there was a little bit of a bounce there. Maybe 580 you could have had as that short. It does bounce around a little bit there at 530 before getting that downside push there for iRobot. And then we had a note there. We didn't talk about this at all today, but did Stitch Fix also reported?
Last night, yeah. They were on the watch list.
Okay, good. So Stitch Fix, good work there on the watch list, Adara, as they fall down from $5 into $4. So again, earnings seems to be tough these days, right? I mean, that Intel move is not earnings. It was Adobe. We can see if that's holding out right now. Let me put this back into a 1-minute chart just real quickly. There goes Adobe down to 425. That's holding out pretty good. Sentinel-1 Adara got killed. You reviewed those numbers a couple times. Still to the downside. UiPath was 960, holding out 950 right now. So that's another downside print. The day started out really well, Adara, with the triple Qs and the NASDAQ and CPI prints coming through. You can see right here, we did have that high tick up to 481 for the CPI. Thing is, let's do the same. Let's try to do this tomorrow, where we'll hit the high at 481 again. We'll have to, not that that's going to be the level. It's watch out for that blowout top, tomorrow's PPI number. If it comes hotter than or cooler than expected, we should get a similar bump. But you could see the market says n'est pas to that. Goes all the way down into the downside again. You're fluent French.
I'm not fluent in French. My family, like part of my family is Quebecois. I have a really good understanding of French. My grammar and speaking of it is probably flawed, but I can understand it really well.
Was there ever a time in your life when you were younger?
No, I've never been fluent just because my grandpa was fluent. He was from Quebec, but then my dad just never bothered to learn. So I actually know more French than my father, who grew up with a Quebecois man. So this is pretty funny.
Okay, good, cool. Yeah, we didn't speak Italian in my household either. My mother is a manja cake. All right, Pug Life 77. Oh man, I used to have a pug. Talk about Italian. I used to have an Italian pug named Guido. Passed away, but I love that dog. Guido was the best. Thing about pugs is you don't realize it, that they're short, their hair, although they have short hair, tons of shedding there, double coated. It is a pug's life. All right, so he says Liputan was highly critical of Pat Gelsinger's leadership and the direction.
Yeah, I had mentioned that.
Yeah. So I was just giving that just a little bit of a heads up. So again, people that were upset sort of where what Intel's been doing, I mean, the fall for grace is there. We were at $55 not a couple months ago, but down into the $20 mark. So there's a lot of people upset about the direction of Intel. And then right now, we do get that new CEO announcement. Wow, Dara, it is continuously going here. Obi, are you trading this in the aftermarket? No, not at all, right? Okay, he wishes, yeah, so that's a no. But up to 2350 right now, the high of the day for Intel. So get ready to rock and roll, man. We will be on this name 100% tomorrow right there. So, all right, what I was saying there, yeah, good call there, Los Polos Hermanos. What I was saying there about PPI, I believe we probably come in a little hot, cool tomorrow, similar to what CPI was. So a little under, right? We had a 3 expectation there on the CPI this morning. We get 2.9. So, and a little lower on the year over year as well on the CPI, which created this bump up right here, which is what I was trying to say. So you get that bump up, right? The market opens up, retest. This is right at the open, right? You can see, I don't know if you can see the difference. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. The different colors here. So the white is the open market, the orange is the pre-market, the blue is the after hours, right? So right into there. As soon as we open up, this is a 5-minute chart. Within the first 10 minutes, we basically come, within a little bit, a couple points there of the high. Looks like we get about 60 cents away. Then it's just fade city off of that. So tomorrow, I'll be here. You just watch live. Tomorrow at 8:30, we'll come live about 8:29 tomorrow, and we'll bring those numbers to you. I'm going to wait to see what that high looks like. Then we'll just fade it, and then we'll watch out for that reload right here at 9:30. So So that's kind of the play that I'm looking for on the CPI. Leave it alone when that happens. Let the market open up and dare it to break the high. We will dare it to break the high, okay? There tomorrow. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. What's up, Pug's Life? Here we go. So what's up with this? I have a black pug and he has no overcoat. Okay, like the fawns. All right, so kind of wish I known that, but the fawn is just, I love the fawn. If I can go over to my e-signal, I bet you, or not e-signal, my Instagram, I bet you on my Instagram account, we used to put, because he used to have a huge chain there that he used to wear because Italian pug, so he looked like that kind of Guido. That's why his name. I don't know if anybody's from Woodbridge, but you can find a bunch of those guys up there. Shout out to my cousins and whatnot. Okay, so here we go. I would love, a lot of people want you and I on the morning show.
Okay.
No, that would be too wild.
I'm down, but I think it would be way too much energy. Like, I feel like it would feel like it's like the 1980s with the level of just unhinged, like Wolf of Wall Street energy that would be happening on the show. Would I be okay with it? Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Do I think the people would be okay with it? I don't know. We would have to find out.
I think the people would be okay with anything. I think they might not be okay with me. They probably love having you on the show.
I would be down sometime. It'd be pretty cool.
That's okay. Well, maybe. Tomorrow we have Joe coming on tomorrow, and then I believe, although you are unaware of this, I believe you will be on the midday show.
I asked. Apparently, I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
Apparently,
Okay.
it's Joe, so I don't know.
What?
But if I am on the midday, I will say hi to you all on the midday. If I'm not, then I will be here. I'm going to do whatever.
Joe's running 8:30 to 2 tomorrow.
4.
Oh, yeah, all the way through.
Apparently. That's because I did ask because I was curious because I know it was like a little up in the air and no one seemed to know. So as far as I know, I am not on the midday tomorrow, but I will still be here.
That's all good. Good, great. Yeah. I mean, you're such a valuable tool there. And if you guys are just joining us for the first time, Adara basically running through the news. I mean, no more important job right now at Trader TV Live than watching out for that news. So, all right, man, it is getting time. What's up, Carl? Carl traded Intel long right now. 4,000 shares. Wow. A good little nut. Whoa. I mean, look, as long as you went long, Carl, was it Carl there? Yeah, Carl, good trade there. Carl grew in there in the chat. If you went long at any point, you're winning, man. Intel right now at the highs of the after hours. I mean, we did get as high as 23.50. We're at 23.33. So a great one there for sure. You're down 2 tires today, says Stephen Etienne. So that's a good one there. Yeah, but here we go. Monty G again. Really, really great. There. I won unhinged, says Ben Fishin.
Thank you.
Right there. And Monty G as well. A member for 18 months. Thank you for that. And here's a super chat as well. Nimrod with the gifted memberships. We want to thank everybody for all of that. 18 months means a lot to us right there. Yeah, we will look after Joe and Adara. You do not have to worry about that, Adam. Everybody around here, again, we just appreciate coming in every single day and being able to trade for you guys, whether or not it's Adara, Joe, Sharif. I'm speaking for everybody now because I know we all feel the same way. Obi, Neil, Brendo, anybody that you see on the show is very, very passionate about what we do here. And our job okay, I'll roll up the rim.
To roll up the rim.
And again, like honestly, Ramin and Fabian, these two, I mean, I still have about a third of a coffee in here. Okay, what do you think?
I think you got a prize, but I think it's like, I don't know if it's going to be coffee, it's going to be donut. Be like one of like the more off-center.
Good, then I'll save it for Neil as we go.
Could be an apple fritter. Was I right? Please play again. He did not win. This has to be the most Canadian segment we have. Like the roll up the rim segment.
I'm trying.
I like it.
But yeah, okay. So anyways, thank you so much. Thanks for that, Ramina. We like that segment. I have yet to win. I think we've had a coffee every day since Roll Up the Rim right there. But we do win on the app. Today, this was actually a free coffee because I won yesterday on the app. So we'll go 1 for 2 there today. Look, man, Intel. And if you guys are joining us, this is why I believe this, but I actually know it to be factual. We are the best recap show, period, because we had, Adobe wasn't even on CNB, whatever it is. It wasn't even on there until like 4:10. And we had that immediately, Adobe earnings today as well. We had that Intel news almost immediately as well, as that started to pop upside there. We have Sentinel-1. We have UiPath. Look at Sentinel-1, continue to go lower. UiPath continue to go lower. All of you can find this data. Adara drops it for you, but it's awesome to see these charts live. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Look, we're back tomorrow. Join us at 8:29 as we have PPI. Look, Adara's still working over here. We have PPI coming. with PPI coming tomorrow, I believe it'll be cooler again. So look for the NASDAQ to bump early. Then we'll look for a fade once that market does open. Again, heading into the weekend, I'm pretty positive about these tariffs right now. I think that hopefully a lot of the talk is getting sorted out. We do hear Canada coming to the table. The US is at the table right now. Let's see if we can get this figured out and we can have better days ahead. That's what I'm hoping for. Don't tell me you're planning on wearing red tomorrow because we did. OB's fruit salad indicator was sort of mixed today. We'll see what winds up happening, which I think was right because it was a pretty choppy day overall. So we'll see what happens, hoping for green grapes tomorrow or some kiwi.
Well, I mean, Obi's not going to have a fruit salad.
Well, I can
so we'll have
continue
to
the fruit salad look there tomorrow. All right, thanks for everybody. Adara, today this will be a, normally it's a potato. Let's go with an apple.
And then an apple fritter in honor of Neil.
Perfect, in honor of Neil. I like that one. So thank you, everybody. I'll come up with some better ones. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thanks, Ramin, for staying late. Thank you, Obi, again. Hope he has a great trip and a safe one. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Oh, we forgot to thank Bears vs. Bulls, the best moderator.
Thank you, Bears vs. Bulls.
And everybody for staying with us. You were here all day, and you're still here now. We want to thank all of you for that one. From everybody here at Trader TV Live, that's Miss Adara LePage. I am Sean, and we will join everybody tomorrow at 8:29. Join us early for PPI. Have a great evening.
See ya.